Okay, so I'm making this video to settle the record or address this streamer by the name of Naya. I won't post their actual Twitch stream because they want to keep it private for whatever reason. Um, but I'm gonna address the accusations um, that I've made of them, and essentially I want to show that this person is potentially a cheater and very dishonest with the way that they with their act. So I just want to go through the thread, which I've been banned for reasons we'll go into uh, later. But I just want to get without in their video they've made of me, they cherry picked things that I said from this thread in order to misrepresent what I said, and we're gonna set the record straight. We're gonna go through point by point. We're not going to cherry pick anything. So straight away, this person here, I'm playing this game 6 to 8 hours a day. I don't see any cheaters. They don't see any cheaters. They just don't see any cheaters at all. You have no idea. He did headshots per person. I've played game 600, 600 games since launch. Reached level 200. I'm maxed all agents to 10. I've only encountered one obvious cheater. I mean, already lying. I don't see any cheaters, and now she's gonna say, "Ah, I've seen one cheater." Being dead before your cover was blown. Either several people shot you, just making up flimsy excuses. It could be anything. And I just said this, in my experience with cheaters, there is a trait of Steam profiles using hentai/anime girls on their profile. Often, but not always, of course. Cheaters always say they never run into any cheaters either. Just saying, 600 plus hours in Apex Legends, which is a game full of cheaters. I mean, every time I play on that, I just get aimbotted to another universe. So you got the hentai girl, very goth-like, very very emo, right? And yeah, over 600 hours on Apex Legends. Um, you know, you know, 2,000 hours in Counter Strike. We've got the you know, the Counter Strike sweater over here. So I'm just saying, I'm just making an observation on my past experience dealing with cheaters, especially in Hunt Showdown and other Steam-related PvP games where you check people's profiles, and the people you suspect of cheating have either got they've hardly got any games owned, they've got an 11-year-old account, and they own 365 games. They do own a reasonable amount of games. But usually, when you find with these cheater players in Hunt Showdown, they've got like 20 to 30 games. They've had the account for like 10 years, and then they have the hentai girls and the anime girls. Um, on their profile. It's just a running theme that you find with a lot of these cheaters. All I'm saying is you're saying you never see cheaters. That's what cheaters say. Uh, you got the hentai anime girls on your profile. You got 600 plus hours in the game, which is just rampant with cheating. I can't imagine how you keep playing it. When I jump on that game, bang, I'm aimbotted almost every other game. It's just not fun to play. So, you know, it just makes you think that maybe they might be cheating. But I'm not outright calling them a cheater. I'm not saying they're a cheater. I'm saying, hey man, this is what cheaters say. Your profile looks cheaters. My patience with giving people the benefit of the doubt in regards to the way that these people act and talk, I just don't have it anymore. If I see you talking like a cheater, you've got the profile that looks like a cheater, you're just doing all the things that tick the boxes of I think cheating, I'm just gonna think you're a cheater. Because that's the level that cheating is in games these days. I have no patience for dealing with the never ending same talk, like the hive mind these cheaters operate from, all read from the same script, you know. So we'll go on. Well, this was weak anyways. Moving on. Just hand wave dismissal. Classic when you're dealing with fallacious, dishonest people. It's just a hand wave. Say it's weak. Make a statement. This is thing that is bad. Hand wave dismissal. Move along. This is the type of attitude you get from fallacious, very dishonest, disingenuous people. Um, I'm an alpha beta tester for the game. I've learned every smallest bit about this game. I stream 8 hours daily. Of course, a hacker can kill you, obviously, but that is not my point. There are barely any hackers. There are barely any hackers. Yeah, because you'd know. I'm just saying. Yeah, I can tell you, a lot of hackers aren't unkillable either. Like, in Hunt Showdown, I've killed cheaters in that game, a lot, because a lot of people are cheating in that game, but a lot of people are cheating because they suck. They're bad. They're bad even with cheats. Um, yeah, there are barely any hackers. Tell you what, most of the hacker posts are people who don't understand the game and complain. We'll come back to this. This is a an interesting. This will be more interesting as the video goes on. Um, Me and several other people play this game unhealthy amounts, and our sample size is huge. Just acting as though they're the authority. You know, assuming the authority of uh, of the game, anything about the game, and this would also be interesting later on when they act as the authority that you'll see later on they proclaim to be the world's best player at this game, and we'll see how this is hilarious later on. Claim to see is unrealistic, and this is honestly not debatable. I mean, it is debatable. It is debatable. To say that something is not something when it is something again is this type of thing that fallacious people deal with. They're going to make a statement that it's this and it can't be any other way. I did read your post besides A, so you can see the trajectory of the bullet, and even if that person hits mostly headshots, this game uses 100% hit scan system. I'm just highlighting this because this is going to be interesting later on. It's really not that hard to hit headshots, not for you, on purpose without missing. It's really not hard to hit headshots on purpose without missing. Yeah, so that's actually a really strange sentence, really. I mean, sure, if you're hitting headshots on purpose, they're not going to miss if you hit it on purpose. You mean you can hit on purpose and miss? I don't know. Just a stupid sentence. Unless, of course, there is a massive lack of experience, and I can see why you would call for cheats. Um, as you guys will go on, we'll address these types of comments. They're just complete nonsense. And then I'm saying here, what are we saying? In my experience, are you calling a random dude a cheater because he doesn't encounter cheaters? You must be some sort of dude that shoots at every NPC walking slightly off. Also hilarious because, as you'll see later on, because they just must be a player. Or maybe it's because I've exposed people saying the same lines as cheaters and just recognize that cheaters say the same thing, same wording, same phrases, gaslighting people and often have similar Steam profiles. It's just seeing a pattern and using those patterns to identify potential cheaters. Now I'm going to quickly switch to another video and I'm going to show gameplay footage from a different YouTuber who I exposed as a cheater, just to give you an example of my experience with this. So we're going to come to this other video of a cheater. I'm not going to name the name. I'm not going to name the YouTube channel. This was a person who I encountered on the Hunt Showdown Reddit subreddit, and they were adamant that they never run into any cheaters, that I was a complainer, exaggerating that cheaters don't exist in this game and you're just bad at the game. The usual rhetoric that cheaters come out with. And they made a mistake of commenting on one of my videos, um, which linked to their YouTube channel, and I went and looked at their YouTube videos, and I found lots of blatant and very suspect gameplay clips. But this next clip, I think, is pretty much crystal clear proof that this person is using an aimbot. We're going to play the video. He shoots this person here, and then here, this weird jerky movement there. Let's pull it back a little bit. Oh, we shoot there, and we'll go frame by frame. uh, as there's a person behind this box, these boxes, right? He doesn't know that the person's there, and so he runs forward. Let's move forward a little bit. Oh, it's glitched out. Here we go. And pause it here. He aims above the boxes, right? he allows his aimbot. So here. So if we're gonna I have to be careful with the frames because when you do it frame by frame, sometimes VLC player bugs out. It starts playing. So he aims up above the boxes, and then he allows the aimbot to snap to the player behind the boxes, and then he pulls the target away from the boxes to make it not look like the aim snaps down. He pulls it away to find that the person is behind the boxes. We'll slow it down a little bit. Put it in slower. Put it slowed down 50%. So he goes up, aim snap down, pulls it away. He finds the person is behind that box using the aimbot and bangs him in the head. So this is, to me, crystal clear, absolute proof. He is using the aimbot to fish for the other person's location behind the box. Right? We can try and find it again. Let's play it one more time. So he aims up, aimbot snaps down, he pulls away. The person's behind that box, he knows he's there, and then bangs him in the head with his aimbot. So that's basically a person who runs the same rhetoric as this person, saying the same things, the same identical lines. You just don't have experience with the game, a skill issue, basically. And, just as this person made the mistake of commenting, I looked at their videos, I exposed them for aimbot. This is an aimbot. And you're going to see some of Naya's gameplay is incredibly suspect. We'll return back to the thread and we'll carry on here. He goes, yeah, that was weak anyway. Yeah, but that comment just adds to the suspicion. It totally does. It's a hand wave dismissal. You're not addressing it. You're just moving around. And they say, okay, I did read your post beside is what trajectory of the bullet, even if the person mostly headshots. Massive lack of experience, and I can see why people call for cheats. What bullshit. Character movement in this game is so erratic, it can be difficult in this game to hit moving targets. More so than most shooters that I play is true. It is quite erratic to move it. It's hard to stay on target. So if somebody gets constant head hits, it should be, or otherwise is fairly sus and real sus if they are all headshots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're a cheater. So I'm starting to think more and more now, the way that this person's acting, the way that they're saying, the more I think they're a cheater. I'm not outright saying they are, but my suspicions are they're just getting greater and they're getting bigger and bigger. As a standard behavior of cheaters to say there is a problem, it's a skill issue, which is what I just said, which is what you mean by lack of experience. You might switch up the words you use, but you're writing the cheater mantra as all other cheaters would do. This is exactly what cheaters write, exactly how they type, exactly what they say. I just love the idea of someone's blah blah blah. I would love to gladly post. I would gladly provide stats about myself to establish how good I am at the game. Because stats prove things, right? There's nothing more fallacious than people that think stats prove things. Stats don't prove things. Stats can indicate things. They can be a guide as to how things are, but you can interpret stats in different ways, and the stats don't always correlate with the result or the thing that you're trying to say. For example, you could say, I'm the best League of Legends player in the world. I go 10-0 in almost all of my games. But of course, what you don't know is they spent the whole game kill stealing from people. They didn't make any plays themselves. They just waited for the people to get the health low, got the kill. But as long as they've got that kill stat and it's really high, they can claim they're really good at the game, even if they're just a KSN bastard. So that the stat doesn't tell you what really is happening or how good somebody is just an indicator, and those statistics can be interpreted however you want them to be interpreted. And somebody who is going to use this and say that the stats prove it, like this will establish how good I am in the game, it doesn't. It can indicate that you're good at the game. It doesn't outright establish, nor does it prove that you are that good. And again, it's just the part of the fallacious mentality, these types of people have. But this will only fuel these people to call me a cheater regardless. You're saying so they're not going to bother posting the stats of how good they are because they know it would only fuel people's suspicions that they're a cheater because their stats are so good. Maybe too good. Right? I can confidently say that I am probably one of the best players worldwide right now, sitting at a 73% win rate with 600 games played in solos. That is insane. Because, like, I probably got maybe 2 to 3 wins on my first day of playing the game, and I've probably got about 2 to 3 wins on every day that I have played, there and abouts. So my percentage of winning in the games I've played we're in the single digits. I've hardly won that many games at all. But I haven't played all day either. I've been watching other people watch stream the game, so I've not really played as many games as a lot of other people have. But still, my stats are single digits on win rate, like for the games that I've played. So this is insane, and it would. I mean, basically, I mean, it's the sort of weird hypocrisy where, like, oh, I'll gladly provide the stats to establish how good I am in the game, but this will only fuel the people that call me cheater regardless. But I'll post my stats anyway immediately after it, just to brag, even though you know what I mean. It's like you, you're already saying you know how it's going to be interpreted, so you're trying to get ahead of it and then do it anyway because you still got the innate need to brag about the stats that you have, even though you know they make you look like a possible cheater. You think if you can say it's going to make me look like a cheater before I do it, that makes you look less like a cheater by doing it. If anything, to me, that just makes you look more guilty. You're trying to write your own um, get out of jail free card kind of thing. It's like premeditated. It makes you look guilty. I've been in the competitive shooter scene for almost 13 years, you know. So, I've been playing computer games since I was like 4 years old. You know, what? 1986, I probably got I probably played what? Commodore 64 when I was like 5. I had a ZX Spectrum when I was like that age. I was playing games that were hard, games were hard back in them days. Um, and I've been playing games throughout the generations through the evolution of gaming. I'm an OG. Who cares? About you've been in the competitive shooter scene. All shooters are competitive. It's dumb argument. Again, it's like they're setting the tone. They're creating an image that isn't necessarily true, just based on wordings and ideas that make it seem that way. But it doesn't mean anything. Not to somebody like me, it doesn't mean anything. I'm very aware that these people lack a basic understanding, victim blaming, just the opposition. These people don't know what they're talking about, and I play games on a high level. Even made even made an argument. This game has erratic and fast movement, so you can't hit your shots. This is a quote from me. Is that how what I said? Did I say it like that? Okay, sorry, it is here. Character movement in this game is so erratic, it can be difficult in this game to hit moving targets, more so than most shooters I play. Right, this is what I said. Character movement in this game is so erratic, it can be difficult in this game. And then they've gone to say, they've quoted it in quotation marks. One even made an argument in quotation marks, quoting, this game has erratic and fast movement, so you can't hit your shots. So they're quoting it. They're saying, this is what I have said, right? They can't even tell the truth when they're claiming it to be a direct quote with quotation marks. This is the level of disingenuous, lying behavior this person is. They don't even get the point right. It says it's so erratic you can't miss your shots. It's difficult to aim in this game because of the way the models look. Some of the models are really thin. They move around fast. It can be difficult to hit the shots until you're getting used to how the game flow is. It is a bit difficult than some shooters. If you take like Call of Duty, for example, character models are real big. You can hit targets on that pretty easily. Even when people are moving around pretty erratically, you can still see those models. But because of the sort of wiry look to some of the models. It's can when they move around, it's difficult to track sometimes. It's my opinion. I might be wrong, but the point is here, they're just making up stuff, claiming it's a quotation, that it's a direct thing that I've said. It's not true at all. Um, can very easily actually, but I don't expect them to understand. Here we go, just victim blaming. Being on the level of game players myself, it's easy to differentiate cheaters from good players, is it? You never run into them. So apparently, if you never run into any cheaters, logic would say you don't have a sample base to be able to know if you could determine a cheater, because apparently to you, you've never run into any. So how would you be able to differentiate a cheater with a regular player? Is it just based on the fact if they can beat you, the world's best player worldwide, then they're a cheater if they can beat you? Is that what they're saying? They must be cheating if they can beat me. That's how I know. So I know for a fact, just highlight that for a fact, there aren't many cheaters. If you don't run into any cheaters, you've got no way to know if your opinion to determine if they are cheaters or not is even valid, because you have literally by your own admission no experience within this game dealing with cheaters. So how would you know? I'm sure there are a few, but that number is irrelevant. No, whatever. Even I would die to cheaters. They don't play fair and square, yet I don't die to all of these cheaters like these players claim. Or you are one, right? Or you are a cheater. So you don't you're just a better cheater than the other people who are cheating, right? So yes, from my high horse, I see this as a lack of experience in shooters. Throwing out, I've been playing shooters since Doom. I've been playing shooters since Quake Arena, since Unreal Tournament. I've been playing shooters probably before you were even born. I don't know how old this person is, but they're of the newer generation. So, you know, what are they talking about? It's just insane. This is probably part of the reason they don't improve. It's the same. Cheaters say the same thing. They always victim blame. It's always blame. Oh, you never take your own mistakes. It's just blame the person, blame the accuser. Oh, don't blame cheaters. You should just improve yourself. For example, makes no sense. If cheaters could modify damage, they would just one hit kill you. You're assuming that all cheaters would cheat to the extent. Some people just use wall hacks. Some people use ESP. Some people use aimbot. Some people only have the aimbot real low, so it's undetectable, but gives them a bit of a boost. Some people go blatant. Some people rage hack. People use different bits and bobs and different whatever they want. So just saying that if a shooter could modify damage, that they'd all just go around one tapping everybody, um, is a surefire way to get yourself banned real quick, because you know it's gonna be pretty obvious if you were doing that. This is the only one thing I could think of how this is possible, so it makes zero sense for cheaters to up the damage. So I can say two things, either blah blah blah, and yes, you guys really need to get off your echo chamber. So, what did I say here? I can confidently say that I'm probably one of the best players in the world right now. Definitely a cheater. Common personality defect of cheaters is that they actually believe they are that good. Chronic cheaters have mental illness. It's completely true. Like people who cheat, they don't want to recognize to themselves that they're a cheater. They just want to be that good. They believe the fantasy. It's like full delusion, full mental illness. They don't they believe they're good enough. That they just believe the cheats are an extension of themselves. That's how they believe. Everything you say makes you look guilty. Stop talking. Also, you guys really need to get out of your echo chamber. Your guys' argument is you're wrong and you're a cheat. No one said that. No one said you're wrong. You're cheating yourself again. It's just these false straw man like arguments. They're in quotations to make it look like somebody's actually said this, that is legitimate, making things like it's a fact. Statements, these are things that disingenuous, fallacious people do all the time, and to me, it just makes I just like bam, you're a cheater. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you're acting like this, you're a cheater. And then they do the classic projection. You're borderline delusional. I'm pretty sure you're talking about yourself here. You need to get out of your echo chamber. You are very welcome to observe some of my gameplay that I stream live every single day. I'm like, oh, juicy, juicy. I'm gonna get some footage. Even more likely, you're a cheater if you're a streamer as well. True, a lot of streamers they just cheat. Not all streamers, but a lot of a lot of streamers cheat, especially if they're not very well known, because they want to make themselves look good so that they can be big. You know, it makes sense. What's your Twitch or whatever you stream on? No, it doesn't. You just want to. You just got your ego hurt. Did I get my ego hurt? I don't think so. Somehow you only see what you want to see. I mean, you painted me as a cheater, so I'm a cheater. There's nothing I can do to change my mindset of a dense person. Except maybe stop being so arrogant, obnoxious, stop claiming that there's no cheaters, stop victim blaming people that do feel like they're running into cheaters. You know, don't be a dick, you know. But if you choose to continue this nonsense, I'll start to ignore you. Although I'm happy to have a conversation if you start to fix your behavior. It's something wrong with you. It's not something wrong with me. I can be arrogant and obnoxious and as toxic in my personality, with my fallacious reasoning and my fallacious argumentations, and then tell it's you need to fix your behavior. You're the one that's wrong. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not going to advertise my stream here. If you would like to know, you can add me on Steam, and I'm happy to provide it. I don't add random fucking weirdos on my Steam. In fact, most of my friends, I've deleted them because I'm no longer friends with them. You know, I've had it up to here with nonsense people and fallacious liars and deceivers and just people being arseholes. I'm fed up of it. I just stated your similarities to cheaters, and all you did was reel off the types of responses that a cheater would spout. I mean, you know, if it talks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck, man. It's a duck, bro. You know, if you walk in the walk, if you dress like a cheater, walking like a cheater, talking like a cheater, acting like a cheater, you gotta be a cheater, bro. That's not sus. I'm a Twitch streamer that doesn't want to advertise my stream. Just for a small select group of you that might also be able to cheat as themselves. Just like with the Hunt Showdown dude, then they got a whole bunch of friends with they own other channels. They got not many subscribers, and they basically watch each other's videos, cheating each other, cheating people in games, and probably in their Discord server, passing their YouTube clips of all the latest cheats they've been cheating on, you know, masturbating to themselves about how amazing they are, cheating people online in their little Discord server where they wank each other off and tell each other how amazing they are. I'm not refusing to give you social streams, but simply against the rules to do it. Oh, against the rules. It's against the rules. This is a common thing. Always got to play within the rules. The rules really only exist to protect cheaters. This I might cover this in this. I might leave it for a separate video. I might cover it in this video. I don't know, but um, generally the rules. I was banned off of Reddit for exposing that other guy. You can't, you know, when people come into a thread and tell you you're shit at the game, you don't know nothing about you, your lack of experience, and then they go to your video and start throwing you abuse on your comments, and then you go check out their videos and you see that they're a cheater. So then you go back to the Reddit thing and goes, yo, bro, I fucking caught you, man. You've been exposed. And then bam, then Reddit moderators come in and they ban your ass. They temporarily banned me. And then when I put up an argument about how it was basically completely unfair that they temporarily banned me, they turned it into a permaban. Um, just so you know that Reddit, Steam, the moderators, they always protect the cheaters. They always act on behalf of the cheaters. It's a us versus them dichotomy that we're in. Yeah. Also, you did not state the similarities. You flat out accused me of cheating. You did not state any similarities. You flat out accused me of cheating. Did I? Did I? Did I not have a reasoning of why I suspected them to be a cheater? I didn't outright, flat out accuse me of being a cheater. Okay, so remember, remember what they're saying. You did not state any similarities. They're making this as a statement of fact that you didn't state any similarities. You didn't do any of this at all. You just flat out accused me of cheating, right? false accusation, which also something that cheaters do. Please quote where I flat out accused you of cheating. I'm not refusing to give you my show cop out. Yeah, yeah. I've literally added you to my friends list, blah, blah, blah. I don't accept friends from weirdos, basically. Do I? Here we go. Here we go. They're quoting me. False accusations, which is also something that cheaters do. Please quote where I flat accused you of cheating. So they're quoting that as me accusing them of cheating. If it talks like a duck, it walks like a duck. It's a duck. They're saying that that's me flat out calling them a cheater. Even more likely, you're a cheater if you're a streamer. So they've gone through all of these where I've, at that point, come to the conclusion after, you know, multiple posts, after multiple gatherings of evidence, I've come to the conclusion, yeah, I really do think you're a cheater at this point. At this point, but remember, they are claiming that I never stated any similarities, that my reasoning wasn't based on me comparing them to my past experience with cheaters. So when I'm asking them to tell me where did I flat out call you a cheater, we're under the pretense understanding between me and this Naya that I came out calling her a cheater to begin with, right? I went, bang, you're a cheater, with no reasoning behind it at all. I just went, bang, you're a cheater. I just flat out called her a cheater. When asked for a quote, presumably at the very beginning where I went, you're a cheater, you could quote that and say, I just flat out called you a cheater. Of course, I didn't do that. I was stating similarities. I was building a profile. I was building a case, collecting evidence and saying, this makes me suggest you're a cheater. They didn't stop. They carried on going. The more they did it, the more I was convinced. And then I accused them of cheating. And they're going to ignore all of the build up, all of the context, and they're going to take that I've said they're a cheater at that point, and they're using that to address the question of show me where you called me, where I called flat out called you a cheater. They know, right? They know what they're doing is fallacious. They know what they're doing is disingenuous, and it's a lie. They know they're doing that. Okay, so after a jump cut there, my internet was spazzing out there, so I got to the fourth page. And yeah, I don't see. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I've seen the clips. I'm saying, yep, I see them, and one has some telltale signs of an aimbot being used. We'll go over these clips. I see. Well, I expected such a response. Thank you for the compliment and clarifying that you have no actual idea of what you're talking about. Keep coping and call others cheaters. If it helps you, I'm done with you and your dishonesty. They're the only one who's been dishonest. They're the only ones lying, cheating, misrepresenting, claiming things are quotes when they're not quotes, and stating things as facts when they're not facts. So this is projection, as always. Well, I've got the clip, so you know whatever. Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You just made it very clear that you cannot differentiate from good aim and aimbot. That is enough. That I need to know. This is going to be an interesting point going forward. If you consider my gameplay to be that of a cheater, I can confidently say that the majority of your accusations are irrelevant and not to be taken serious. Okay, okay. So we're in the second portion of the video. This is where, after I called them a cheater, said I got a clip of them, they had to go and make a 17-minute long video analyzing one of my videos of suspicious plays within the game. And just had to do it. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, if you have to make a 17-minute video to bash another person just because they called you a cheater, again, you're just rolling through the terrorist playbook. I've got the terrorist playbook, like the two dudes in Die Hard, right? The FBI agents. I've got the terrorist handbook, man. Going through, it's like this is what cheaters do, and going through the cheater handbook. This is what cheaters do, and yeah, we've got this video. We're going to try and go through it as quick as possible. Maybe we'll increase the playback speed a little bit so we can try and get through this faster and address these points.
Good day or evening, everybody. Welcome to my little video here. Today we are gonna do something a little bit different. To give some context, I ran into an argument in
Context.
this.
Haha. Context. Hilarious. Her, them, whoever this, whatever gender this person is or claims to be, um, is talking about context.
Steam
It's
discussion
hilarious.
forums with a person that accused me of cheating several times, and they claimed they have a keen eye to spot cheaters.
Cherry picking, cherry picking comments uh, from the forum. This is why I wanted to go through the entire thread so we all know what actually happened. Not just going to be picking the comments that help prove her case, stating things as they actually are. Right?
So they are sure that I am cheating. Here are some of the comments that this person made. Now, I'm not going to share their name. The name is not important. I'm just trying to make a point here. This person
Okay.
also has a YouTube channel, and they post videos there explaining or showing footage of what they think were players that are cheating and kind of exposing them, while also in the comment section down here
Okay.
explaining why.
So let's just get this straight to begin with. Now, people like this, I've argued with people like this in the past. Um, they're not blocking my name because they don't want to dox me or they want to cause me problems. They might want to stay on that high moral high ground, but this is more like serendipity. It's serendipitous. The real motivation why I'm blurring my name out is so that they can blur out the name of the video so that they can misrepresent it. That's why they're doing it. It's got nothing to do about doxing me or any kind of things like that or drawing attention to my channels. Nothing to do with that. It is purely blurring out the name of the video so that they can misrepresent what the video is about. And as I've shown you through the forum, all they do is misrepresent, falsely quote things, state things as facts when they're not facts. So this is exactly, going through the cheater handbook, this is exactly what a cheater would do, a disingenuous, fallacious person will do, is claim moral high ground that they're doing it for a noble cause. But really there's an ulterior motive, there's a serendipitous reason they're doing it for, and the reason is so they can misrepresent the video. The video is about sus players, things that I think are sus. I'm relatively new to the game, so I am going to make mistakes when I'm like still learning the game. But these are just things that I've deemed to be a little bit sus. And you can see here, I'm going to precursor this by saying, I'm saying like question marks, ESPs and cheats to trace anyone at any time to hide ESP. Question mark, is that a thing? I'm asking like the question, it seems like possible aimbot, it's possible, is it this, question mark. I'm asking the questions, I'm wondering, I'm speculating, right? I'm not outright saying these people are cheating, right? So let's
Why
listen
they
to
are
what they
cheating.
say.
So I thought it would be a fun little video to just go over the footage and just review it myself. So I'm watching this completely blind. I haven't watched it before. And I'd say we're just gonna get into it. Let's see the first clip. I don't know how they traced me. I came from the opposite side of the building. I closed all the drawers on that side. The only obvious item to investigate was intel in the staff room. How
Yeah, it's
did they
true.
trace me and be
Yeah,
next to me at the same time?
because basically I closed every drawer on the side of the building so that I wouldn't get investigated by Cav, to make it unlikely that they'd do that. But of course, I had to open the safe in the staff room to get the green chip, and I took one of the intels from that room. I probably should have just not taken the intel from the room. I don't know if Cav can investigate the safe if you've opened it, but I probably shouldn't have taken the intel, one of the intels in the room. But I wanted to max out the intel that was there. I took it, but that's the only sort of, oh, someone's been here, I'll use my investigation on the nearest intel. Oh, I got to trace, you know the right there, and the staff room is
Time.
literally the
ESP
direction I'm
ability to
facing,
trace
right? I
anyone at any
believe
time.
I believe that's the staff room, like in the back. I believe this is the staff room. Maybe it's further along. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I came from this angle anyway. I came from this angle, so I get exposed by a traced by a cav, so I turn around and go the opposite direction. I want to walk away from the cav, but I don't want to run, right? I want to walk. So
Let's see if this holds true. So they are in fact getting investigated by Cavalier. Let me just change my audio so you can actually hear what's going on. So they are in fact getting investigated by a cav.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a
That little macro stutter, like maybe you could see it. How experienced is the player? So this is another Cavalier player. Is this the one that traced me, or is it a different player altogether? I don't know. Uh, Logic would say it was a different Cav, and I'm just unlucky, right? But they've seen this and
The
they've
trap strafe, the little
tried
strafe
to.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
see the
yeah,
little strafe right here?
yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I mean, you know,
The strafe. And the strafe to the right.
but they attempt to, instead of, it's weird. They attempt to drop a trap or something on the ground, there, which I hadn't noticed. Um, when I originally uploaded the video, I did make an edit. For some reason, I didn't save, or the edit was missing. I made an edit speculating whether or not this other staff member was actually a player or not. Um, but it wasn't there in the edit when they did this video. Strangely, I don't believe in coincidences, but
This is a dead
that was a thing. Is it a giveaway? Yeah,
giveaway to your
whatever.
player.
But also, I mean, the
And
shots there. I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm down to 27 health already. 27 health. You can't get headshots when a person's in disguise. You can't get headshots when people are in disguise. So, let's pull it back a little bit. So I'm 100
this
health.
is a dead giveaway to your player.
First shot. First shot took me to 65 health. So, 35 damage. Get hit again. Down to 45 damage.
And
And then I'm hit again immediately down to 27. So it's like bang, bang, 3 shots. I mean, it's
yeah,
pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy damage. Bang, I'm down to 9 health already. That's bang, bang. I've only just been able to turn around. I've only just been able to react by getting the drop on somebody. I mean, if this isn't an argument for an aimbot, you know, I mean, it might not be. I've got hits like this before. It's just, it's one of those things where this could be an aimbot. I mean, before I've even started firing back, I'm down to 9 HP.
that shot right after that.
And how much health did they have left? They were almost dead. I mean, one more hit, they would have died. In that moment. So it's
And
like
you got shot.
if they didn't get so many fucking. I jumped as well. Like when I got hit from the skies, I jumped somehow.
Right
Still
after
took a ton of health off
that.
of me, man. So it's a little
Now,
sus. It's a little sus to get clapped out like that. You get traced, you move away. Yeah, micro stutter. Maybe they saw it, maybe they didn't see it. Is it the same cav? Is it a different cav? I don't know. But either way, it's like they fucking slap me up, mate. In like I couldn't even react to being slapped up. When I slap people up when they're in a disguise and I get the drop of them, I don't. It's very rare that I just fucking annihilate them on the spot outright like that.
we don't see the rest of the video, the rest of the lobby, because I see back there is another player called Waffle.
So,
They are at the direction where you said you came
so
from.
yeah. So
So
that's probably
obviously
the
there
other
could be more
cav.
than
Yeah.
one calf in a game, right?
Yeah. Obviously, I made this. I already knew
So
this.
honestly, here you just exposed yourself with your movement here. Like you walked very
Yeah. Yeah.
up.
We
You
don't need to
just
do this.
straight up at
Skip
me.
this along.
It's just meh. Okay, that's really 229 aimbot and ESP. They seem to miss when I'm barely moving, but as soon as I make more erratic motions, it's like they toggle their aimbot.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Just
mean,
see a
it
man that's about to
is.
break into the vault, so they
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah.
You're hacking the door. You walk through tripwire. Just want to point out that you didn't break.
You just got to point out. Just got to point out a completely irrelevant point. Because now we're getting into the we're going through the cheater handbook. One of the common things that a cheater does: victim blame. Let's find the mistakes that people make and make them look like bad players. Anything is a misplay, anything like that, we're going to draw attention to it because we're about character assassination. We don't care about what they're saying, how they're saying it, and the viability of what they're actually saying. We're only concerned with uh, pointing out their mistakes, victim blaming, right? This is the cheater textbook 101, right?
Just want to point out that you didn't break your cover while shooting.
So
You got.
the question isn't the fact that they knew I was there or that they could see me through walls at that particular point. is irrelevant. I'm going in guns blazing, motherfucker. I don't care there's a tripwire there. If they don't know I'm there, they're gonna know I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to third party. There's a fight going on. I'm kicking the door through. I'm getting involved. I don't care there's a tripwire there. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't matter if I'm tripping the tripwire when I'm going in there trying to third party. I couldn't care less. I could have a friggin' flare above my head. I'm kicking the door through. I'm taking no prisoners. You know what I mean? I'm bang, bang, bang. Wham, bam, thank you, man. You know what I mean? I'm not. It doesn't make me a bad player because I'm going in there, risking it for a biscuit, trying to get the drop on the people in the middle of the fight. It doesn't matter there's a tripwire there. I'm kicking the door through either way. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm getting in there. But they're going to draw attention to this completely irrelevant point that doesn't matter because it helps them build a case that I'm bad at the game.
Broadcasted right here. You ran through tripwire.
Doesn't matter.
You shot the person in the back, so obviously they know where you are. They are inside of their own healing field.
So, yeah, well, I didn't know they had a healing field. I'm in there, but I'm in there now, innit? I'm in the moment, you know?
You just dodged the shot there.
Yeah, well, she's fucking got a shield, innit?
Dodged again.
I hit that shot. I hit the shot.
Hit you. You struggle to open the door, you know?
I never tried to open the door. I was trying to make erratic movements to make them not hit so that I could push forward and try and push them away from their shield. If you've seen any of my highlights, any of my actual games where I actually kill people, when people pull up these shields, the common thing that I'll do is try to push into their shield so I can try and use their shield against them, but try and push them away from the shield. I don't want them using it as cover. I want to aggressively push them out of the way. So I'm making an erratic movement. You know, I'm trying to zigzag my way through to try and create an opening so that I can push forward, get them away from that shield, and maybe get some clutch shots off. You know what I'm saying?
They're not even shooting back. You're just field.
So they're missing these shots where I'm just,
You just
you know, I'm just casually, you know, walking backwards and forwards, just casual bit of strafing, nothing too serious, and they can't hit me. These are easy shots, right? You know, these easy shots to make. Why can't you hit them? It's like I can barely see them. Let's just put it this way: I can barely see them. They've got the fucking healing field up. They've got the shield up. Yeah, they've got the diamond, so I can see where they are. But it must be difficult for them to see me through all of that noise, unless they got ESP and they can see my character. Yeah, they're gonna say that on broadcast. But you know, a big green box or a big green man or red box or however it shows on their ESP is probably a lot easier to hit than through all this noise that they're fighting me through. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
just dodged
The point is they're missing their shots when I'm casually strafing.
the shot there. Dodged
So
again.
I think I want to move in. I got a hit then.
hit you.
Did get hit then. So I tried to move then. I actually did dodge that
struggled to
aim there. But then I tried to move again. Get clapped
open the
straight
door.
in
You're
the
not even-
face.
you're not
Move forward and I get hit. I mean, look at this aim. I mean, look at where this shot goes. I mean, it's here. This is where the shot's going. I'm moving. I'm moving in this direction. I'm pushing diagonally this way. This shot's coming this way,
Yeah.
and I'm getting hit by this thing.
They hit you.
You know what I
You
mean? I'm
struggle to
moving
open the door.
erratically.
They're not even shooting back.
I'm
They're
not. I'm
just
not.
standing.
I'm not trying to. I'm reloading, motherfucker. Do you know what I'm saying? Are they fucking dumb? Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I get agitated when people make outrageous claims that aren't even true. I'm not trying to open the door. I'm making erratic movements. Right? I'm reloading. You're not even shooting back. I'm reloading. Do you know what I'm saying? You can see this is the world's best player. Can't see that the other person is reloading.
You just dodged the shot there. Dodged again. They hit you.
So I'm
You
reloading.
struggle to open the door. They're not even shooting back. You're just standing there.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the door. Didn't try to open the door. Couldn't shoot back. I'm reloading. So, you know, again, disingenuous. They're not really accurately saying what's happening or even understanding what I'm trying to do. The point is, I'm trying to make erratic movements to make myself difficult to hit so I can try and push them, so I can try and get closer to them and push them away from that stupid shield that's blocking my shit. right? Because they just want to back and forth and fucking slap me with their slingshots while they're backing and forth and through the shield. So I want to get in there and push them away from that. So I'm trying to make an erratic movement to the right, so I can then make an erratic movement in the direction toward their shield. And they couldn't hit me when I'm casually moving very well, but as soon as I make these bigger movements to try and get closer to them, all of a sudden they've got the aim.
You struggle to open the door. You're not even shooting back. You're just standing there.
When they needed the aim the most, the aim came to them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm drawing attention to. It's suspicious how they can't seem to hit shots when I'm just casually strafing around, but when I make more erratic movements and attempt to try and push to their position, then they get the hits. Yeah, it could just be good hits, could just be good aim. Could be. But it's enough. If I was moving casually back and forth and they went bang bang and clapped me while I was standing there, I'd have been fair play. I shouldn't have gone in there. She had the med ball up, they got the shield up. I just mistimed it, misplayed it. I was greedy. I was rushing in, thinking I could pick up the cheeky kills. And but that's not what happened. I didn't just get clapped casually moving around. I was making deliberate, erratic moves to make them miss, and those are the actual motions that they hit. They couldn't hit the casually moving shit, but they hit the attempt to try and make them miss hits. That's what makes me go, that's sus, right?
And getting killed. I don't see how this is aimbot at all. She's like 2 feet
Well,
in front of me.
I would say you don't have an opinion to state what is aimbot and what isn't aimbot if you can't actually see what I'm trying to say, even when I've told you in the description.
She's literally just shooting at you.
Well, she's literally shooting at you. What does that mean? um,
Let me scroll that back a bit. So what did you say here? Just seems to know who the player is. I mean, here's a dead madame on the floor. So there was obviously a fight before, and she's also healing and out of cover. And as you can see here, she is aiming. She is aiming and looking through the wall.
what does that mean? It sounds like the stupidest thing ever. They're clearly a guard. They're clearly a guard, right? Um, them looking through the window and aiming when they shouldn't have knowledge that that's the player is kind of the issue, right? So you're just saying, well, they're aiming through the window. That somehow proves my suspicions aren't true. Is just a ridiculous thing to say.
She is aiming and looking through the wall, through the window.
Yeah, and what?
See here, she is aiming.
She says it with. They say it with such confidence, and wiggling their mouths like she's aiming through the window. Like, duh. Like, what are you talking about? What does that prove? Dear.
Cover. And as you can see here, she is aiming. She is aiming and looking through,
That's it.
through the wall.
She's aiming, guys. She's not cheating. She's not using ESP to know that the guard is a player because they're aiming through the window. They're aiming. That proves it, man. They're aiming.
Through the window, not through the wall. She's literally aiming at him already. So
Literally, that's
obviously we're
it.
not
Proof. It's
showing the
proven
entire
it.
clip,
It's
so I don't know
proved
what
it.
happened before. But right, so she rushes out there and tries to. He's literally aiming at him already. So obviously you're not showing the entire clip, so I don't know what happened before. But right now they have line of sight.
Well,
The
basically,
Yumi knows that this is a player.
I think the Boone
So she
guy
rushes out there and tries
took
to
the
get the first shot
disguise
at him,
of the guard. I'll pull it back.
aiming at him already.
I think there was a scuffle further back. Um, he ran across the way. He took the disguise of the guard. I think she may have seen if they were looking in the direction the red hollow breadcrumbs or whatever through the window, but didn't necessarily know that this player was in fact the guard. Maybe just made the estimate like must have been the guard. I don't think there was another guard around, so but yeah, there was a red flash, either cover break or green game cover, or they took a disguise. But either way, it wasn't 100% that they could know uh, that that was the player, but it might have just been a good guess. I mean, I make reads like that all the time and just risk it that it's probably right. There's no heat system in, it's possible, but I'm making a cumulative uh, uh, points here. I'm not just looking at one thing individually. It's cumulative in total altogether. Why I think it's suspicious.
So obviously you're not showing the entire clip, so I don't know what happened before. But right now they have line of sight. The Yumi knows that this is a player. So she rushes out there and tries to get the first shot on them.
Hmm.
And the Squire wasn't even moving. He was standing still at the end where she
Like
got
the
in.
matters.
If you expect to see this, just I mean, how is that aimbot or anything?
Like, just put it this way: if they were jumping, if they moved, if they did anything and landed the hit, would they have changed their mind and said, "Oh, that's an aimbot. They moved and they got the hit"? Why is standing still relevant? You know, people miss shots when people are standing still. It happens. You know, people who are good at games do occasionally make complete and total whiffs. I've not seen you do any of that. Um, but you know, people miss standing still targets. It just happens. Sometimes people predict people are about to move and they don't move, and you make misses. So they could have been jumping in the air. They could have been running around. They could have been running left, running right. Could run in any direction. They could have landed that hit, and you still wouldn't have been any more or less suspicious of aimbot, whether the target was standing still or erratically moving, unless they were doing something game breaking, like speed hacks, and then they hit the target. You might think, well, that's an aimbot then, right? But any kind of general movement in the game would never be enough to trigger your suspicion of to be an aimbot. So them standing still is not really relevant.
Let's see this. A lot of time has passed. We moved from the all the way outside of B extraction now into
Yeah, they originally set off the tripwire. They ran down the stairs. They waited down there for like a couple of minutes. I think like a minute went past. This is like a minute and a half or so later. Um, After they tripped the trip mine, and they didn't act on the trip mine either. They tripped it. They were shooting the guard. He just stayed out here, walking up and down, didn't react to it, even though he was right there. That's all that happened. They ran downstairs, presumably to heal, reload, ammo, all that kind of stuff. So there's no guarantee that the person's going to come back up the same set of stairs. They could have changed to another route. There's no telling for a fact that they would come back up this way.
the vault. So there's a lot of stuff that we missed and didn't see. However, what we see here is that there is a dead guard and there is tripwire. So we don't know what happened, but let's just see what's actually going on. So she's just standing there. She could be looking anywhere, we don't know. Wherever your character is facing is just the last movement input you put into the game. They could be walking sideways right now and looking down for all we know. Yeah, she's just patrolling and looking if somebody's coming up. It's walking back again. Okay, I can tell you exactly what happened here. I can tell you exactly what happened here. Do you see? She's walking here. We don't know where she's looking at, but you can see there is tripwire, and the only way to get over this tripwire is by jumping. You
But of
weren't
course,
looking in that
that
direction.
that necessitates that they saw them for sure jump over the tripwire. We don't have first person view. We can't tell what they're looking at. Now, you could say logically that it is likely that they saw the jump, but at the end of the day, when I would have thought you would have said something along the lines of, well, when the door opened, their back was facing the door, and they turned back around, and that was the movement that gave it away, and they just risked it for a biscuit because, you know, they know a person came there previously and they just went and gambled on it. But weird turny things like that with NPCs at doorways, I've seen that happen a lot of times. So that's not really foolproof. But the fact is, if they jumped over the tripwire, well, obviously they must have jumped over the tripwire. Bit unusual to jump uh, backwards, right? So they must have jumped first, then turned around. So by the time they get to the door, they only see them turn around, presumably looking back at the tripwire for whatever reason. Um, I don't know why they'd turn around to look back where they came from. I don't know why they'd make that movement, but or you can know highly likely they saw the back turn to the door open, and then they came through the door and they reacted to it. And it's like, well, yeah, maybe they saw the jump, maybe they acted upon the the back turn to the door. It could be a number of things. but they may have already knew that they were there. They're just reacting to any slight irregularity.
But as you can see here, by the animation of the thingy, just before the screen pops out, it's hard to catch. Hold on, let me try to see it. Right there. You can see it a little bit. She was just jumping and landing. You can see it on the code.
Well, no, you can
So
see
this
the back
person
turn.
saw this
You don't.
person
You don't.
jump over the bar, jumped over the
You,
tripwire.
well,
She literally saw them jump.
you literally don't know that. The, Again, she's making these statements of facts. It's literally this. It's like it's literally not. You've literally not seen them see that. You're assuming it. You're assuming it, and you're stating it as a fact. Like there's no without first person view. There's no way to be 100% that they saw the jump because they're here at this angle. You know, depending where they jumped. You know, maybe, but it's sus because we don't have confirmation. We don't know that for certain. You can say that, but it's not
It's
foolproof.
hard to catch. Hold on, let me try to see it. Right there. You can see it a little bit. She was just jumping and landing. You can see it on the code. So this person saw this person jump over the bar, jumped over the tripwire. She literally saw them jump. So obviously, she's just gonna engage them and kill them.
Maybe.
Missing 2 shots because Larsing's strafing. That's no aimbot at all. And she's just taking the staff and hopping back. Let's see what's it. So far, it's really bleak. So far.
You see, this is the bit, right? This is what makes me think like when they say they're watching the video blind, is just a complete lie. It's just completely not true. Because this is the most important part that she's ignoring. It's like right here, this Marn character is about to hack the door going into the vault. This guy's casually walking.
She's just taking the staff.
Casually walking. He's not bothered. He's not rushing to get to be first on the case yet. He isn't there. He's casually walking. He's presumably thinking that maybe there's other players behind him. He probably knows there's no other players behind him. But then he sees. He looks back. Just as Marn gets to the door, he's literally at the door. He's literally at the door that you're hacking. That's where he's literally at. He sees that that's where he's at. Then he starts running. At that exact moment, where it's like he looks back, he sees us at the door, he knows he's actually there, starts running.
Far, it's really bleak.
And literally,
so far, I don't see your keen eye.
You literally just missed it. You literally just missed the keen eye. Literally the point of the keen eye, the actual small detail. She is literally going to say, I don't have a keen eye, ignore the very important aspect of what's happening, and then just say that I don't have any credibility, basically, with what I'm saying, by missing the key factor.
And she's just taking the staff and hopping back.
So casually walking, and then it's like he looks back. It's like listen to the inflection. Listen to this. This is great. This is actually great.
And she's just taking the staff and hopping back. Let's see what's it. So far.
It's like, oh, let's see. It's almost like she's got a script. It's almost like she's got a script next to her, next to them, saying, ignore this part. Tell them that they don't have a keen eye. Tell them they're trash. They just realise that they've got to that point where they've got to ignore my keen eye, ignore the details I wrote in the comment section. At this point, they've got to ignore it because this is the part that I believe makes it sus. This is what I believe ties it all together with this being suspicious.
Taking the staff and hopping back.
Casually walking, not interested. To get the case. Nice and casual. What's Marn doing? Oh shit, he's at the door. Quick, run. But it's like, almost you can tell by her voice, it's almost like,
let's see what's it. So far,
it's like she realizes, oh, I'm at that point now where I've got to try and distract away from what's happening and tell my audience that this person doesn't know what they're talking about. This is the moment. And then acts like that they're watching this blind, or they haven't seen this before. Yeah, they know that the exact point where they need to basically tell me that I don't have any credibility, that I don't have a keen eye, right at the very point at which I'm using my keen eye. You know?
And she's just taking the staff and hopping back.
Casually walking.
Shit,
he's gonna get the case, better run.
I don't see your keen eye. All I can see is a lack of understanding on how the game works. But let's
Oh
see how
yeah,
truly bleak. So
there you go. Just call me shit, call me a noob, call me you know, skill issue, as all cheaters do. Literally ignoring the key point that I'm pointing to. And it's like she knows. It's like they know, right? They know the way that they go. So let's see here. Let me look to my script to my right. Let's see. Oh, wait, this is the point I've got to distract away from the audience.
let's see what's so far. It's really bleak. So far, I don't see your keen eye. All
It's
I
right
can
there.
see
You
is
just
a lack
missed
of
it.
understanding on how
You
the
just
game
missed
works.
it.
But
You
let's see how
missed
it
it.
goes on.
You missed it.
Um, he's rushing inside. What did you write here?
You know you've got
About
the
breaking
script
the
next to
wall
you.
and the leg and then kill them. Looks like aimbot missed shots to be because shield blocking shots. I mean, you do realize that NPCs besides the VIP cannot enter this room, right? They can
This is
not physically enter this room.
not relevant.
They cannot open the door. If
Exactly.
there's any NPC in here,
This is just like completely missing the point. They've chose to take my point out of context. That point isn't for this point now, where they're running in to stop them, and it's like they know they're in there and they've seen them in there, and they're running in to stop them at the case because they've seen visual confirmation they're in the vault room. We're talking before that, when they were casually walking, and this player here, Mon, was at this door here, hacking it. As soon as they were down here and saw through ESP that they were hacking this door, then they start running to try and get to the case because they don't want another player to get legal wall hacks to compete with their illegal wall hacks. They want to make sure no one else gets the case because they don't want anyone else having an advantage that they themselves have that they shouldn't have.
besides the VIP, it's always guaranteed a player. So they just pushed in to get them before they get the briefcase.
Again, not the point I'm making. So
And she seems
this
to
is
be missing a
another
lot of shots too. So she's putting
just another taken out of context, disingenuous lies, basically.
down her shield. Mostly likely because she saw the drop of the turret, so she's protected the turret. She's probably
Whatever.
gonna drop her healing soon if she can. Yeah, that was not aimbot at all. She missed almost half of her available ammo. Yumi has 50. Yeah, that was not aimbot at all.
But like the accusation here is toggling aimbot on, right? If you're really bad at aiming, but you want to try and play it legit, you might hit some shots. You get in, yeah, it's fine. But if you keep missing, the you know the want to press that aimbot toggle increases for every time that they miss. It's like, yeah, maybe it's just legit, they could miss or whatever. But the suspicion is because ESP, because they've got the toxic skin, the toxic playstyle, they've got the bin icon to show you that they're trash. It's a very toxic way of playing. These types of people aren't the kind of people that like to play fair. And I think I made with the Mon at the door at the exact moment that they started running. I think is clear line of ESP, and then from there then on, I'm just going back all the other times where thinking, well, maybe they already knew, maybe they could have seen this and seen that, but maybe they already knew, and they were looking for irregularities, and they just acted on it and went, and bang. And when I was getting hit, when I was running around, when I was making erratic movements, it seemed like they couldn't hit the hits. When I was just casually strafing, but as soon as I make more abrupt movements, bang, they're hitting them. Like they just toggled. Like I don't know. I don't know for certain. All I'm saying is it feels sus. Looks like they got ESP. It seems like they get the hits when the hits matter, and they've got a lot of attempts because of this toxic healing bubble shield mechanic. You know, gross playstyle that they're using.
Yeah, that was not aimbot at all. She missed almost half of her available ammo. Yumi has 15 shots and she missed like half of that ammo. And here, what did you type here?
I mean, it's just another.
She knows where the players are.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's literally missing
Hits.
half of her clips. She's
I mean,
missing half of her stuff.
aren't those
She's literally
hits?
players are.
I mean, literally, aren't those literally hits? I mean, am I blind? Am I just not
Putting up
reading that
the
right?
shield beforehand because she has the briefcase. She knows where the players
I
are.
mean, that's a miss, right? Or is it a hit? That might have even hit as she come in. Like that's a pretty hard one to hit, though, right? So let's have a look. Look.
Just seems like possible aimbot again. I mean,
Possible
obviously,
remember, possible aimbot. I'm not outright saying like this person's claiming that I'm accusing people flat out of cheating. I'm saying it ain't possible. They run in. I think the first shot looks like a hit. I think. Let's have a look.
I mean, obviously
Is that a hit? I think
they
it's
were
a hit.
putting up the shield beforehand because she has the briefcase. She knows where the players are.
I think it's a hit because she comes from that direction. So the fire fired in that direction. It seems like it's a hit, right? And then fires again. That's a miss, but they do jump out of the way abruptly. It seems to have projectiles. I don't know why she's talking about hit scan. That looks like the weapons have traveled. The bullets have travel time, and they moved out of the way. So I don't know what they're talking about here. It looks like they moved out of the way of the shot with a quick jump, and that's what made the shot miss. And then they fire again. I mean, is it a miss? It's hard to tell with these like projectiles. I mean, is that a hit? I mean, is it a hit? I mean, most of them seem to miss, but is that a hit? Is that registering as a hit? I don't know. Potentially a hit. That looks like it could have been a hit. Maybe one of the balls might have hit. It's hard to really tell. Pass through. I mean, we'll get a better frame of that. It's probably a miss, right? I think that's probably a miss. They seem to go in a line. I mean, maybe it's hard to tell with the names in the way.
She's
Did you walk back
literally
into it?
missing half of her clips.
I mean, she's probably missed like one good shot. The others seem like they might have hit a little bit.
She's missing half.
Next shot is a hit. I mean, that's a kill shot, right? I mean, they had more health than dying to a one tap, right? I mean, how much damage does this wep do? Let's have a look. I don't know which weapon that she's using. Okay, I'd say it's the tier 2 weapon, I'd say, because it's multiple shots. I think it's the tier 2 weapon because it's multiple shots. It would be the weapon that did the least amount of damage, right? That would be a fair assessment. You think single shot weapons would probably do more damage. Ones that is multiple shots at once would do less damage per shot. If you land more shots, you do more damage. Seems pretty straightforward reasoning. So we're talking this weapon. Whether it's a headshot, body shot, or a limb shot, that shit is 30 damage. That is fucking mental. I didn't realize that. That's mental. So, you've only got to hit 3 shots of this thing, like, oh, 4 shots. You got to hit 4 shots with this thing, right, to kill somebody. 4 shots, and you don't even, and that's only 4 balls, right? Theoretically, 4 balls. You could potentially, how many projectiles are there? 4. In that thing, if you hit somebody with 4 whole shots, is that a death shot? Can you kill somebody with just one tap of that weapon with one shot? Am I reading this right? Is that the correct? Maybe I've got that wrong. I don't know how the weapon works. I haven't unlocked it. I haven't played it. I haven't used it. I don't know.
And now she finally killed the last player. She's missing everything.
She's
So
not
far,
missing
it's
everything.
very
Literally again, it's like the
killed the
the
last player.
lies.
She's missing everything.
She's missing everything. Killed the last player though. She missed every shot. Got the kill. It's like never any truth. There's never any truth here.
She's missing half of her stuff. And now
I mean, it's hard to tell. Honestly, it's hard to tell.
she's missing half of her stuff. And now
I mean, it's hard to tell what's hitting and what isn't hitting, to be fair. Right.
So far, it's very bleak, my guy. This is very embarrassing. Let's see, clip 3. Just seems like aimbot runs in never missing. Well, runs in never missing is irrelevant because there is no inaccuracy.
It just seems like aimbot. Oh, it just seems like aimbot runs in, never missing. So it should be a comma there. I was reading that thinking that doesn't make sense.
Well, runs and never missing is irrelevant because there is no inaccuracy in this game. You always hit your shots exactly in the middle of your screen, regardless.
What is that? I mean, what is that? You always hit your.
Missing is irrelevant because there is no inaccuracy in this game. You always hit your shots exactly in the middle of your screen, regardless of.
There is no inaccuracy in this game. You always hit your shots at the center of the screen. it's just the weirdest thing to say. So if somebody runs in and they never miss and they always hit you, it's not an aimbot. It's just because there is no inaccuracy in this game.
Let's see, clip 3. Just seems like aimbot runs and never missing. Well, runs and never missing is irrelevant because there is no inaccuracy in this game. You always hit your shots exactly in the middle of your screen, regardless of movement. Yeah, miss
Such
shots,
a
sure,
stupid,
but it's
such a
about
dumb
them
thing
not
to
missing
say.
any of my but it's about them not.
Yeah, yeah, it's about them missing shots, not about me missing shots. I mean, I don't play the tier 2 weapons or the tier 3 weapons. I always seem to miss when I use them. So yeah, that's why I miss shots. But yeah, because what cheaters do is they want to, you know, always point to your performance. Oh, you're not good at the game. You're missing your shots, and it's not the point. The point is them not missing theirs. That's the point that I'm trying to highlight. My performance is largely irrelevant. It's really to do with the fact that they don't miss their shots or hardly any of their shots.
Not missing any, not my performance. The profile had other people accusing them an aimbot in just other games. All right, let's watch it. They did hit you a lot. I mean, this right here is already obvious proof that they're not hacking.
It's stupid. Right, let's come back.
They did hit you a lot.
They did hit me a lot. They know, yeah, they know, they recognize they hit me a lot. They did hit me a lot. Look at that. I mean, how many shots? How many? It's like literally like that's pretty insane. That's a pretty insane amount of shots
I'm not missing
in
any,
such a short space of
any
time
but it's about,
to all of
about
them
them
land.
not missing any aimbot.
Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Shit.
They did hit you a lot.
Like, you recognize that they hit me a lot, so you recognize it.
I mean, this right here is already obvious proof that they're not hacking. Like, at all. If they would have
How is it? How does this prove it?
hacks, they would know where you are. They would.
But you're assuming that everybody who hacks uses both ESP and aimbot, and not one or the other, or both, or depending on however they want to use them. They don't have to use both ESP and aimbot.
See you walk up behind the corner. They would physically see you through the wall if they had an ESP. But you're claiming they just have wall hacks.
Listen to that.
But you're claiming they just have wall hacks.
You're claiming just of wall hacks. Actually, in this clip, I'm claiming aimbot only. I'm not claiming wall hacks. So they're lying again. They're claiming I'm talking wall hacks. I'm talking aimbot. So again, you know, they've lied again.
Corner. They would physically see you through the wall if they had an ESP. But you're claiming they just have wall hacks. Although I have to admit, in this entire sequence, you're just walking a straight line to them. You're not really moving anything.
Where am I supposed to move, yo? It's a fucking staircase. I can either move forwards or backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? I can only move in a straight line. Like, I have no space to maneuver. Such a stupid thing to say.
If you can see it here, if you watch it at like slow motion, you're just walking a straight line away from them.
Because I'm in a staircase. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm on a staircase, man. What am I supposed to do? Star jumps? Zigzag? Run around in circles? What am I supposed to do? I want to get onto the top. I've got to move in a straight line backwards. Of course I'm moving in a straight line. I can only do that. How else could I move? I mean, yeah, I could maybe strafe back a little bit, right? But the shortest distance anywhere is a straight line. If I want to get out of there as fast as possible, I've got to go in a straight line, innit? Because I can't, you know, maneuver. I'm on a staircase.
You're just walking a straight line away from them. It's not really hard to hit you that. Especially you shot first, so your cover was blown. So then again, you walk up here.
I mean, irrelevant that my cover was blown, but yeah.
You mimic. She's checking the corner because she doesn't see on the right. She's checking the right. You're getting out of here and shooting her. Now she's missing a lot because she's panicking. But in the end, you lose the...
I mean,
Now she's missing a lot because she's panicking.
Is she missing a lot? Is she?
See on the right, she's checking the right. We're getting out of here and shooting her. Now she's missing a lot because she's panicking. But
She's not missing a lot. She's hit a whole bunch of shots there.
in the corner because she doesn't see on the right, she's checking the right. We're getting out of here and shooting her. Now she's missing a lot because she's panicking. But in the end,
like what information do you have that she's missing?
out of here and shooting
Loads.
her. Now she's missing
She's
a lot
not
because she's
missing
panicking.
many. She's barely missing anything at all.
She's checking the corner because she doesn't see on the right. She's checking the right. We're getting out of here and shooting her. Now she's missing a lot because she's panicking. But in the end, you lose the fight because she has the health advantage.
Yeah, because she took me to 34 health in a rat-a-tat-tat instantaneous, flurry of shots.
There is absolutely no hacking there. You just lost the fight, my guy.
Nothing sus about the fact that they took, 77 of my health away in like a blip, just a machine gun rap. I mean, yeah, whatever. I think it's suspect. I think when you get clapped like that and it's literally you can't really react to it, it's a little sus.
That is embarrassing. So what is here? Cape Fear, I get the drop on them, and they snap onto me and never miss even when I try to run away. I want to notice here, I want to point out here, you are playing Chavez here, and Chavez has a massive hitbox.
So what?
Chavez is like twice as wide as Cav, as Squire.
Because she would know. This will be interesting later on how she knows all the hitbox sizes. I mean, yeah, sure, you could look it up. You could find that information. But I think it is very interesting going forward why she knows so much about the hitboxes. Okay.
As Madame, as Ace. You're having a big hitbox, okay? You're twice as big as other characters. You get the first shot off, that's true. I want to point out that this person is using Squire's level 3 weapon to try.
I don't think that really. I don't think that really matters. The point is the fact that they never miss. I don't care what weapon they're using.
The trident, you can hear it on the weapon sounds and the rate of fire. This person, this weapon is one of the most powerful weapons in the game right now, and it probably needs a nerf. But let's see. So you shoot them, that's fine. They hit you in the body once, they hit you in the body twice, which is not hard to do. You're not moving.
You're jumping in the air.
You moved from here to here.
Yeah, that's moving. Did I say, you're not moving, my guy, you're not moving. You literally moved from here to here. Yeah, that's called moving. The very thing you said I wasn't doing, you then go on to show is what I was in fact doing. Moving.
You're literally not moving. You moved from here.
Literally not moving, and then goes on to say you literally moved from here to here. That's moving. It's called moving. I don't know if I got a dictionary out and went moving from one place to the other place. Synonyms, not moving. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is like what we're talking about here.
To do, you're not moving. You're literally not moving. You moved from here to here and into like it's
called moving.
The same position almost. The only thing is that you jump. You probably.
Only thing is you jump, also moving. If I was to say if I jumped up and down on the spot, someone goes, "You're not moving. You're jumping." That's not actually moving. Only if you move side to side, forwards and backwards, diagonally, is that constituting as moving. But if you jump, that's not moving.
Probably avoided the headshot by doing that.
Maybe.
Then they hit you again, and you're not even fighting. You're not even using your expertise. You have your fortress up, my guy.
I'm getting I've lost 70 of my health in like a fraction of a second. Okay, maybe I'm thinking reposition, drop my fortress. You know what I'm saying? I'm reacting. It's reactive gameplay. I'm not expecting to get peppered up in such a small space of time, and lose basically all of my health. I mean, I wasn't at full health to begin with, right? I was at full health. Sorry.
That's fine.
So bang, I've lost 33 health. 23 health, yeah, that's 23 damage, yeah.
They hit you in the body once.
For a second there.
They hit you in the body twice.
Bang, yeah, 54. So I'm lost half my health.
Which is not hard to do. More or less. You're not moving.
I am moving.
You're literally not moving.
I am literally moving.
You moved from here.
Yeah, that's moving.
To here and into like it's the same position almost. The only thing is that you jumped.
In the amount of time from when fired, I'm moving. It's as literally as far as I could possibly move in the amount of time that I had, and the amount of times I got hit within that fraction of a moment. I couldn't possibly move any more than that. I moved as much as I could.
You probably avoided the headshot by doing that. Then they hit you again, and you're not even
Yeah.
fighting. You're not even using your expertise.
I've lost so much health in such a short space of time. It's like panic sets in. You don't always think correctly when, bam, I just lost so much health. I got the drop on them, and I'm literally immediately having fire return back at me in a way which is very disorientating. When you get the drop on somebody and they go bang, they've like literally removed 70 of your HP. When you've got the drop on them, there's no panic fire. There's no missile shit. I've been caught out, and I'm like a fucking headless chicken, like human players, right, would have if they got caught out. There'd be a panic, there'd be a bit of misfire. Oh no, I wasn't expecting them to be there. Might be a bit of that going on, maybe. But this dude just returning fire, not hitting, and I'm like, holy shit, you know, it's gonna throw you off. You start to panic because you don't expect to have a truckload of damage just unload on you when you got the drop on them.
You have your fortress up, my guy. Use it.
Mistakes happen, but either way, not the issue. Whether I use my fortress or not, whether I won the trade or not, again, is you're focusing on the plays they're irrelevant. The point is them not missing.
So now you're just like slowly walking away.
Literally running. I'm literally running as fast as a player can actually move, and they're claiming that I'm walking, literally walking.
So now you're just like slowly walking away.
You're just like walking. Running, that thing that's just like walking, but really fast walking. What's that called? That's like walking, but really fast walking. Running, that's it, running. That thing that's kind of like walking, but really fast walking. Running, that's what it's called.
Just like slowly walking away from them, and the last hit is a
Running as fast as you can possibly run with that character that you are.
just like slowly walking away from them.
Just like walking, literally it's the total opposite, right? It's the total opposite. I'm doing the very opposite of what they're saying I'm doing. This is how much of a liar they are. Is that they're even going to tell you when it's happening, in your face, tell you something that's happening that's not happening.
Use it. So now you're just like slowly walking away from them, and the last hit is a headshot, and they died. That is just. You had the drop up then. You had the drop on them, but you couldn't fuck this up anymore if you tried.
Is that so? So if I just stood on the spot and fired up in the air going, yeah, baby, that would have just totally fucked it up even worse. Or if I just fired random directions, like if I really tried, do you think I could have made it worse than that? I think I could have done. I think I really could have made it a lot worse if I tried. I could have made it a lot worse if I didn't try, if I just stood there and just let them kill me. I think both of those things would have been I could make it worse if I tried, and I could also have made it worse if I didn't try. So again, what they're saying is just total bollocks.
And you had the drop on them, but you couldn't fuck this up anymore if you tried.
Wrong.
So what are you saying here, clip 5?
He just mows.
It's
He just
very
mows
hard.
somebody. He just mows somebody down in it. Basically, bang, 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 mows them down.
So I
Bang.
would like
There
to
we
point
go.
out here that Hans also has a massive hitbox.
There we go. Another all the knowledge of the hitboxes.
All the games that are not killing everyone. I think they watched me in ESP to see which. They watched me in ESP to see which vault route I would take and went mimic at the location itself. And you have your fortress up. Let's see what happens. So you walk out of here. You did never even once check if somebody was there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's my bad. That's my bad. I didn't check. I was panicking. I didn't check.
You walk
Right,
out
fair
of
enough.
here. You did never even once check if somebody.
But it's not irrelevant. It's like the point isn't. Again, it's like you're focusing on the mistakes that I've made, not the issues I'm pointing to. These things aren't relevant. They're not the same.
Was there. You are running. You're sprinting as the VIP. You're
So
getting
what?
pinked right.
Me getting caught out really isn't the issue. The whole thing that I thought they were ESP, and I thought they were just mimicked at a entrance. I don't think I even saw them when I did agency detected whatever the wall hacks. I don't know if I even saw them. I just thought I'd checked, didn't see there was anybody there. Maybe I didn't check. I don't know. Forget the ESP part, right? Maybe they didn't have ESP, but aimbot,
Right now, here's your ping. Everybody outside knowing you get pinged right now. And the
I
first
guess.
thing you do is you sprint out of here and make a sharp left turn.
So on.
This is not something NPCs do. And you didn't even
Yes,
check once
forget it.
where they actually were. Let's actually go back and see if you when you checked.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
Right
we
here.
check it. We got it.
Outside
Yeah,
the
yeah.
door.
We see that. Okay.
So like you could check here again. You're 13 intel. Just check where they are. But you got pinged right here.
Whatever.
You're the VIP.
Whatever.
So you run out of here and you get shot in the back. Obviously,
You
you
showed
even
like, so
jumped.
what? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Start. Bang, bang, bang. Look at these shots, man. Bang. I've lost literally nearly half my health already.
And they in
Bang, bang,
fact did
bang.
not hit every
Carried
shot.
on. Sure.
They missed half their magazine there.
Missed half their magazine. Are you insane? Are you mad? Are you mad? The only shots that they miss is when I scoot behind this camera. I go behind this camera and some shots get missed. But then as soon as I come back on the other side, they're hitting me again. I drop the
Where they are.
fortress.
But you got pinged right here. Here. And you get shot in the back. Obviously, you even jumped.
Yeah, whatever.
And they in fact did not hit every shot. They
Yeah,
missed half their magazine there.
they hit the camera.
Let's see that in slow motion. Because you claim they hit every shot, when in fact they don't. This bullet
Bang,
hits, this bullet missed,
bang,
this bullet hits.
bang, bang, bang. There might have been
They
one
even tried
bullet
to hit a lot
there.
of bullets there, but still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You hit a lot of bullets there, exactly. And the bullets that they miss is when I go behind this camera. They might have missed one bullet as I landed from the jump into the camera, and then they miss some shots as I go around the camera. Then as I come from the other side, they repeatedly begin hitting me again.
You are running in a straight line, my guy.
Oh, because of all that movement, all that maneuverability I have, all the space I have on this narrow trajectory that I'm on. I'm moving in a straight line. What else? Where else can I move? You know,
You're not strafing, you're not running left or right. You're literally just walking straight ahead.
I'm literally getting hit and then immediately run into the closest thing that I can see to have any kind of cover, which is this camera in this little alcove. It's the worst cover that I have, but it's the best cover I have. It's the worst cover in the world, but it's the best I have. I have nothing else to run to for cover. To say that I'm running in a straight line, it's literally for a fraction of a second. I run out, I run
Alright.
out,
You're literally just
I get hit, and I'm like, right, what can I go
walking
behind?
straight ahead.
I mean, I could have gone to the pillar on the left. That might have been a better idea, but I wasn't sure how deep, how back that went. I thought round here maybe it was harder to hit. Um, you
Like,
know,
it's like
because
shooting
this was
somebody
higher
that's
up.
AFK. What are you even trying to do here?
Well, I'm going to the immediate cover that I have available, that on short notice. Right, there's no maneuverability. It's a straight line. I've got no real cover to go to. I'm literally have nothing to go. There's nothing I can do there. I'm thinking, right, do I stay and fight in the fortress? I land a hit. And I'm thinking, right, med room, not far. I could have just eaten that health. I could have just grabbed that health there. Didn't react to that at the time.
But then they
But I
run
could have taken that health. And I'm thinking, right, I just run back. I could have stayed in the fortress and got 50% damage reduction. Right, but what's better? 50% damage reduction for however many seconds I have it left for it, or do I run to the bathroom, get full health, reposition, let them come to me, hopefully get the shot off? You know, I felt in the moment the best thing to do, get full health.
out of ammo, you put down your fortress, you leave your fortress, which is a terrible idea to do.
Well, I reasoned that getting full health was better than staying in the few remaining seconds that I have left of the fortress, thinking that I'd probably take more damage in the future than I would get from the fortress damage mitigation at 39 health. Maybe it's a bad call, but I made it in the moment, and I just went better to get the health, reposition, better cover, better situation.
You would have more chance fighting in the fortress than running.
You reckon? I've got no cover. All I have is the fortress.
Because in your fortress, you have 50% damage reduction, meaning
Yeah.
you had
50% damage reduction at 39 health with no cover.
almost 80% health with the damage reduction, if you would do the math, and you're healing, which means you have a massive health regeneration inside.
Well, if it's 50% damage reduction and what Cavs, depending what weapons that Cavs using, I'm guessing it's the alternating, I guess it's the tier 1, it's like what, 7 damage on a body shot, so you're talking like 3.5 damage every bullet if you get hit multiple times. If I get hit, 4 times in rapid succession, you're talking 12 damage. Maybe I can take a few, you know, bursts of 3 or 4 shots. I've got no cover, so I'm probably going to get hit. All they've shown me so far is that they really don't miss. So can I afford, even at 3 or 4 health apiece, to be taking the absolute barrage of non-missing shots? Or should I just get full health, reposition behind some actual cover where I could potentially get a hit off when they come around the corner? This, from a person that says that they're probably the best player in the world, makes me a little bit suspect when I think it's a fair assessment that getting cover, reposition, full health is probably better than staying in the fortress when they've already shown me that they can hit me repeatedly and not miss, or miss very, very infrequently.
Inside your fortress. So leaving your fortress is wild. Never do that. So they hit you twice again. It's really not that hard, but they were shooting 4 or 5 bullets there.
4 or 5 bullets there, literally hit me. Bang, I mean, bang, bang, bang. I mean, I'm in the air.
So they hit
I'm
you
jumping.
twice again. It's really not that hard, but they were shooting 4 or 5 bullets there. You can hear bam, 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 but
Yeah, but it's never that hard for them to hit. According to them, it's just never hard to hit anything.
they only hit you twice.
Never any cheaters, because everybody just aims. Everyone's just amazing at aim all the time. How can you say people are cheating? People are just really good at aiming.
So obviously not an aimbot.
How is it? How is it obvious not an aimbot?
This game has hit scan. If
So what? It means nothing. But again, this hit scan issue will be an
they had
issue
an
later.
aimbot, they wouldn't miss. It's hit scan. There is no wiggle room for failure when there's an aimbot on a game like.
That makes no sense. So they're gonna so what? So people who have humanized aimbots to make it look like it's a human and not an aimbot can't be used in a hit scan environment. It's gonna be always a hit. You can't make like, what are they talking about? It's just nonsense.
Like this. So you run in here, you try to heal, it's get off. You hit them once, you hit them twice. Good hits, good health generation. You're not reloading. You're pushing them with 1 bullet left in your magazine. Like, you could have reloaded here.
Really, really, could I have reloaded here? I've got 48 health. If I'd have gone back and reloaded, they could have just come round and clapped me. I've got no cover. They could just run round and kill me. I know, based on the damage that I've done, it's like what, 23 body
Wiggle room
shot?
for failure when there's an aimbot on a game like this.
23 body shot. I
You
forgot
run
how
in
much
here,
headshot is
try to heal.
on the tier
It's
2
get
gun.
off.
We've got 23 damage there. The headshot's going to be, I don't know, 25, 26, maybe 30 damage. I can't remember.
You hit them once.
But to get the hit shot, they're basically, I know that I've got the feeling, I've got the gamer sense that all I
You hit them
need,
twice.
all I need is one more shot,
Good hits,
and I
good
could
health
probably win.
generation.
And I missed a
You're
shot.
not reloading.
I missed a
You're
shot.
pushing them with 1 bullet left in your magazine. Like,
Well, it's either go back, reload, they walk round the corner, shoot me while I'm reloading, or I risk it for a biscuit and kill them with the remaining bullet. I had the chance to kill them with the one shot.
you could have reloaded here. You're jumping around the corner. You have no cover here. You're just standing in the middle of a hallway.
I have no cover anywhere.
And now you're just standing.
There's no cover anywhere. If I'd have gone back and reloaded and shot me, you would have said, "Oh, but you're reloading and you can't do anything about it. You got no cover. You just got shot." No matter how I would have played this, this is how they would have reasoned it. If I'd have gone back and reloaded and they walked around the corner and shot me, you'd be like, "You're reloading. You got no cover, my guy." That's what they'd be saying. So no matter what happens, they've always got a way to spin what happened.
Standing there like a moron, reloading your gun, while she just
Well, it's auto reload, and it's like, what else am I gonna do? Got 1 bullet left, like a moron. I'm going in there for the one tap, one kill. You know, the thing I always used to say to people in League of Legends, there's always a thin line between a really clutch play and a noob. There's a thin line. If I'd have gone around that corner, got the one tap headshot, bang, got the kill, people would be praising you. You man, that shot was so sick. You were so good at the game. But if you miss that shot and you got to reload like an idiot in front of the person, now you're a noob. Now you're a moron. You know, you're on that line. You get the headshot, you're a pro. You miss that headshot, dude, you're a noob. Get the fuck out of here, man. But of course, anybody like me understands that when you're making those risky plays, then the risks, man, that's what you're weighing up. Can I get the one tap headshot, or am I gonna flop it? Flopped it. Happens. I risked it for a biscuit. That's how it happens, man. But it doesn't make you a bad player because you risked it. No, of course it doesn't, man. But that's the way they want to frame it. Oh man, you're reloading like an idiot. If I'd have gone back and reloaded and got clapped while I was reloading, they'd have been saying, "Huh, well, you know, you reloaded like an idiot." They would have said it anyway.
You.
Point is, they didn't miss their shots. Right? They didn't miss their shots.
This is my guy. You do not have a keen eye for cheats.
Really? I think we pointed out that, you know, I do have a keen eye, and you just don't want to accept the things that I've said the way that I've said them. Okay, so now we're going to look at Naya's clips, some of the clips. I've got quite a few of them. We'll go through them. And yeah, let's watch this first clip.
How is it that I don't see anyone? I mean, you're up there. I mean, you're up there.
I mean, first off, this isn't.
How is it that I don't see anyone?
It's like the first thing that stood out to me. This is like the way that she says, "How come I don't see anyone?" Maybe it's just the accent. Maybe I'm just reaching, but it's almost like it's almost said like sarcastically or as a joke, like you know, how can I not see anyone when they've got like ESP or some shit, right? It's like I know I've got ESP. I know I can see things you can't see. I'm gonna say that I can't see like people when I clearly can see people. I mean, maybe it's just an accent thing and I'm misreading that, but that's what it sounds like to me.
How is it that I don't see anyone?
So anyone, like the upward
I mean,
sort of
you're up
inflection,
there.
it gives me the impression that they're almost about to laugh as they say it. That's what it gives me the impression of. I mean, I might be wrong. It might be just an accent thing, and you know.
How is it that I don't see anyone? I mean, you're up there.
How do you know that that's a player over there? You know, how do you know that's a player over there?
How is it that I don't see anyone? I mean, you're up there.
I mean, we can see that like what the door isn't being rendered, so it's like a hunt showdown thing where doors and windows aren't being rendered at a certain distance. I mean, was this player inside this room and they thought, well, if they're on this side of the room, this is a terminal room, then it must be a player, or are they just seeing them through the unrendered door um, uh, at the player who's maybe having a fight in the room? But when they look and they zoom in, you see the red flash like someone's been exposed or broken cover, like or switched disguise or whatever, like the red that they came out of their cover. But they say that as they say, "Oh, you're over there." They say that as they break their cover, but they knew it was a player already in advance.
How is it that I don't see anyone? I mean, you're up there.
I mean, they're aiming for this shot. I mean, if this is a door, right, and this is an unrendered door, you'd never be able to shoot through that door anyway. You'd never get the shot, even if they move their head. Surely they wouldn't be able to get that hit, right? Unless, of course, if the door isn't rendered, it still classes as going through an obstruction. If the obstruction isn't rendered on your screen, you shoot, you get the kill. Um,
How is
So
it that I don't see anyone?
how do they know that they're the player
I
then?
mean,
It's
you're over
like,
there.
is it a case of like, I mean, you don't see any guards in the room. Like, who is he fighting with? Is he fighting somebody? Is he shooting a guard that he thinks is a player, and he realizes that it's not a player? It's because there's no other player in there. It's just the squire, right? There's no one else there. So, and you can't see anybody else either. So, is it a case of like, as the doors aren't being rendered, do NPCs not render at a certain range, and they know it's a player because the player's rendered, right? That's basically what's happened, right? So they've got themselves up on top of this telephone cable on this telephone line, which is out of bounds. This is not part of legitimate
How
play.
is it that I
They're
don't
up
see
they're up there with a sniper rifle and they're abusing the rendering range to determine who the players are. She's getting up as high as possible so she can get as long as distance to the ground so that she knows the rough approximate range of which NPCs will stop being rendered, and they will anyone that renders at a certain range is going to be a player, and they're going to one tap headshot anybody that is rendered at a certain range. Whether or not they're using an aimbot to make those headshots or not, this is exploitation. This is cheating, right? So we're already establishing they've got the mentality to either glitch themselves onto a telephone line to get themselves up into a place where they should not be able to be. That's not intended by the game design, to abuse an engine limitation, an aspect of the engine, probably done for performance. I mean, you can see on the Diamond Spire map that um, when you're looking at the different floors of all the people on it, man, it tanks your freaking FPS, man. So if they rendered the distance any further of the NPCs, it would probably crush a lot of low spec machines that aren't able to like run it that well. So this is exploitation. This is cheating. They'll argue that like, oh well, it's in the game, therefore it's not cheating, or anybody else can do it, so therefore it's not cheating. I mean, everybody can buy cheats and hacks. You know, it's not an argument. This is, for all extensive purposes, cheating on stream to their audience. They're abusing mechanics, engine limitations, and they are, technically speaking, cheating.
anyone? I mean, you're over there.
And she laughs as she basically ruins somebody's day by cheating. Legally cheating, but it's cheating. Either way you want to put it. Either way you want to make it. Okay, so I've got a next clip. And again, it's like the same thing. They've glitched themselves onto this roof. I don't think that's an access point. I don't think that this is an access point to actually get up on this roof. I don't think you could get up here in any way that you're legally supposed to be able to get up there.
Yoink!
And then they've basically let the package timer countdown to make it automatically deploy the extraction zone, and then they've just jumped off of the roof, and because of the developers not foreseeing that, they only take 60 damage landing here. They take 60 damage, land on extract, they get out. They basically, so they're letting the ping, letting the players come round to them, and then they're just jumping off the other side of the roof, straight onto the extract. Super cheese, super lame, exploiting.
Yoink!
It's cheating. This is cheating. This is cheating. Yeah, psychopathic, like, you know, gleeful laughing at other people's expense. This is the mentality. Like a person who claims to not be a cheater gets really mad when being called a cheater, actually cheating legally, and then gleefully laughing at other people's expense after they've cheated them out of a game. This is the mentality of this person. They've got the cheater mentality, cheater mindset in their, goat head Baphomet skin in the vampire girl anime girl. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a pull this back. Okay, let's have a look at. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Nothing hugely crazy about this, but again, it's like the reactions, man. The reactions. So they see that the partial run. I mean, it's very hard to see it. Did they know it was a player already in advance of ESP? Like they see the slight run if we go frame by frame. So they move. It's like as they get to there, they begin running. So you got this like frame of where for a split second of scene running. They might be running the game at this is 60 FPS, so they might be running 120 or higher FPS, and they might have seen more frames. They might have got an idea of this was running more than we can based on the video, but very difficult to react to such a brief amount of movement to go, oh, that's a bit sus. I mean, it's not like they make any other movements afterwards that would really give it away either. It's just that initial move forward. You sort of see the legs like poking. You know, maybe it's very difficult to tell. Like if a person will be able to react to such brief amounts of movements. But you know, I would say it's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. Somebody could react to that. You could see it and go, "Oh yeah, that's a bit sus." You do it in the moment. Could happen. Or they could have ESP. They already knew it was a player, and they were looking for any discrepancy at all to act on. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, we have this next one.
It's him, I think.
You think? How? How can you be so sure? How do they know though? It's like, oh, it's then. Oh, think. It's almost like at last minute. I better say I think. I don't want to sound too certain it's them. I mean, is there any real giveaway? Sidestep maybe. A brief little sidestep maybe. But again, it's like if you were just if you just imagine that you were there, you were playing the game, right? That could be a player, you know. Obviously, you're running around. You probably confirmed at that point it's not a player. That person could be a player over there. You know, there's probably other people around here, and you think anyone could be potentially them. And what you just happen to catch the briefest sidestep of one NPC that's quite far away. You can see it. They probably might be running high resolution. They might see it a lot more clearly than we can see it in this video. But it's like, yeah, it could happen. But if you already knew it was the player, then you'd react. You'd be looking for the micro stutter. You'd be looking for the anomaly. Whereas you might an actual player just playing the game, wondering where the person actually is, might actually not see the micro stutter, right? Running around like seem to have no real problem running around and letting everybody know that they're potentially well, that they're there, and but seem to know that they keep looking back in that direction, like almost like they kind of know they're over there.
It's him, I think.
Bang! It's like snap. Don't miss a single shot. She'll just say, "Oh,
It's him, I think.
she's moving in a straight line, my guy." They weren't really moving at all.
It's him, I think.
Maybe. So straight away, snap to target. Straight away, snap, bang, 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 bang. Doesn't miss.
It's him, I think.
Snap the target. Bang, 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 bang. Just thinking, you know. Go back one more time.
That's him, I think.
Straight on target. I mean, it could just be a legit aim. It could be legit aim. It's hard. Okay, so what's
and
this one?
when it's there's also team mode.
Very precise, very snappy. Straight on there. Straight in there. It's like some shots are missing there. You know, it's not perfectly accurate. But the thing I find weird about this is like how they seemingly seem to get hits that like aren't hits at all. Like that's a hit. Like they're getting hit there, right? Or was that a miss? Have a look.
And
Have a
when
look.
it's there's also team mode.
Bang. We've got a hit. 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 Stop firing. Hit the flower pot. The hit where they were in the flower pot as they moved. Jumping up. That's very snappy there. I mean, readjust. But look at these shots. These shots are being classed as hits. They're not even on the model, right? For the so-called, you know, best player in the world is technically missing here and getting hits. Technically missing, but getting hits. This is a potentially a smoking gun of sorts that you'll see later on.
And when it's there's also team mode.
Looks so snappy. It's so snappy. Look at that hit. What's that? You know, this is a leg model here. This is not the model. This is not the actual. You know, it's the hitbox. You can say it's the. You know, is it server lag? Is it the hitbox? Both. You know. All I know is that if you take the that video where I'm fighting Cav and I'm Chavez, the reloading in front of Chavez, the one shot to win, I almost hit that shot. The circle's basically touching the character model, but I don't get the hit. And this is a case of where the crosshairs not on the character model, they're getting the hit.
And
Well,
when
seemingly
it's,
looks like a hit anyway.
there's also team mode.
Again, it's like hit. Is it it? You know, is it on target? Hard to say. Again, it's like, is this hit? Is all these so-called hits? You know, the aim swings around. Does it land on the target? Is it landing on the hitbox? What's it landing on?
Team mode.
Very interesting.
And when it's there's also team mode.
Oh, there, shoots to the left, to the right, swings to the right behind the flower box, stops shooting, shoots when they see movement, carries on hitting the flower box, hits as the crosshair goes across the body, a hit. This is a very important detail. This right here is a very important little detail.
I mean,
Right, then we got this next clip here. Let's play this. This is insane.
I mean,
this
we
is
have
crazy.
most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
This is insane. This every time I see this clip, it's insane. It's like,
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah.
what are you reacting to? What are you reacting to here? This is unbelievable. So you could go frame by frame, right? Again, remember 60 FPS, they might have seen more frames, it may have seemed more apparent to them, but you're talking the frame of reaction, the time frame we're talking here is right. So we go in, right? So we go frame by frame, and it's the turn, right? It's that turn right there. That turn is enough for this player to go, that's the player, and see it. They see, act, and speak simultaneously, all together, all at once.
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
That's insane. It is. That is insane. It's out of this world. It's literally not human. I mean, what are the possibilities? What are the what? I mean, what are the possibilities here, right? Superhuman powers, superhuman powers of reaction that dwarf human beings. If that's the case, you shouldn't be competing with humans because it's cheating. That's like a man identifying as a woman going into female UFC, beating the crap out of women. Women don't stand a chance, right? Or, do they have ESP? Do they already know it's a player?
I mean, we have.
They know it's a player and they're looking for any slight irregularity. They know a player's coming around that corner and they're like, if they even breathe, if their eyelashes just move a little bit, how I don't like it, bam, I'm acting on it.
Most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no. I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
Right, so you got to think about this, right? You're on a stream, you're streaming to your fans, you're going la di da di da, you're in your head, oh, I've got all the key cards, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a play, and then you're doing this, you're talking to your chat, you're thinking about what you're doing, and then you see the most microest of movements from an NPC. It's like, bang, I'm on it, snap straight out of it. Or do you already have pre-existing knowledge that that's a player?
I mean, we have.
I mean, the other possibility is that she's a fucking AI android program of the Matrix, and this is some kind of elaborate CGI AI generated content where the AI forgot the timing part, the human reaction part, and has made everything happen all at once. That's another possibility. I'm pretty sure ESP, they know that this is a player.
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah.
Instantaneous reaction. It happens as they turn, they react. It happens as it happens. That's insane. It's insane. I can't. My brain can't process the speed at which they act as it's happening.
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
It's mental.
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
I mean, they'll probably say, "Hey, but I shot at that." They'll probably say, "I shot at that NPC." To me, because I didn't know. But it's just like you could just do that. You could just do that to make it look like you don't have ESP.
I mean, we have.
When you're a professional cheater, you're like a WWE wrestler. It's like you're choreographing all of your shit. You're like choosing the things you'll miss. You're choosing the things to make look like you're not got wall hacks. It's all theatrics. When you're a cheater, when you're a professional cheating, and you're cheating your wins, you gotta choreograph your losses to some extent, unless you get cheated yourself by better people. But to some extent, you gotta choreograph your losses to make it seem like the shit ain't rigged, like wrestling.
Most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
Insane.
I mean, we have.
As it happens
now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
No, as it happens, man. It's like bang. It's like.
I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no. I mean, we have most key cards now, so we can just.
It's almost like they're moving their aim toward the character as they're coming around. It's like it's like they're already getting ready for it in a way. Maybe that's reaching. Maybe that's reaching.
Cards now, so we can just. Oh yeah, no.
But the reaction, that is, It's insane.
I mean, we have
Reaction's insane.
most key cards
It's
now, so
crazy
we can
insane.
just. Oh yeah, no.
Insane. Okay.
Fine, I'm
Play
just.
this, well, play this one more, one other clip. Let's play this next clip.
Fine, I'm just gonna go to C and play around the roof.
It's crazy how
Oh
they can
my
see that.
goodness.
It's crazy how they can see that. Yeah, they got wall hacks. Maybe they got high resolution, they can see that. But even behind that forklift, it's like that shit's really hard to fucking
Oh
see.
my god. Fine, I'm just gonna go to C and play around the roof.
But here's the weird thing, right? You got this. They as you know, they wall hack. They see there's the two players. You got one as the guard on the right. You got one on the left, behind the forklift. And you go in frame by frame. It's like you see the aim drift up towards this player target here, and then when it loses line of sight, this very strange, abrupt reset happens to the aim. When
Fine,
you
I'm
see
just
it
gonna
in
go to
real
C and
time,
play around the
it's
roof.
a bit bizarre. It's a little strange. It's like it moves up to the player, like the lock is lost a little, like the little tiny pullback. Like, yeah, sure, moving your mouse, it could be anything. It's very subtle. It may not be anything, but it almost seems like the aim lock gets broken when they move line of sight. It's like all the other mouse movements are like smooth, super smooth. It's like the one thing that isn't smooth, this slight little
Fine, I'm just gonna
jutter.
go to C and play around the roof.
There's aims break and comes back. It's very weird, very subtle.
Fine, I'm just gonna go to C and play around the roof.
Very subtle. They run up and then it's like, oh, lost it. And it's like the aim resets. Almost like aim resets a little bit back to the center or something like that. It just looks like aim lock has been broken. Aim resets, and it's like, and then it's like the aim comes back and it's like it's a little bit strange. I mean, it's like, yeah, you know the person's behind the forklift. You do the wall hacks to confirm that they're behind the forklift, but you move the aim up as you're doing the wall hacks. Anyway, I mean, sure, I mean, there's nothing really weird about that, but it is a bit like, when I use the wall hacks, I'll be like, are people there? I then move my mouse. The moving, the assuming that the person's still there, checking the wall hacks that he is there, moving it at the same time. Almost seems like maybe, possibly you're covering your aimbot with the wall hacks, with the legal wall hacks, so that it doesn't seem like your aim is just randomly drifting onto a target that you can't see. Like, is that what's happening? I don't know. I don't know, but I can only base it on what I can see.
Fine, I'm just gonna go to C and play around the roof.
So it almost seems like aim lock gets broken, it comes back to the center, and then it moves on to the next person. They quickly spam the wall hacks to make sure that person's still there, which kind of covers the fact that the aimbot is basically moving straight to them, straight to exactly where they are. They could have moved in the time space that they on the other person. Look, they could have moved, right? They might not have
Fine,
been
I'm
in the
just
same
gonna go
place.
to C and play
If
around
you
the
think
roof.
like what would I do, right? So I see a person down the right. I go to aim on that person. Maybe I'd carry on aiming. Maybe I'd carry on moving my aim to the right, just in case they came back and poked their head again. The other person's behind the forklift. He's kind of obstructed, so maybe I wouldn't immediately go to that person. I'll probably go, oh, that person's gone to the right, move my aim to the right, headshot, maybe scan again to see if it's possible that he's coming back. I've got loads of intel. It's like having a little flick isn't going to mean anything. To see if they're going to come back, poke the head and maybe get the head tap, right? You might have done that, but they're like, no, they're broken line of sight, and then it's like move on to the next target that you don't know is still there or not. They could have moved, but the aim is gravitating up directly towards where the player is.
Fine, I'm just gonna go to C and play around the roof.
Again, it looks like the aim lock drops or something
Fine, I'm
like
just
that.
gonna
Every
go
time I
to C
see
and
it,
play
it
around the
looks
roof.
like it looks like the aim drops. It just looks weird. And it's like, oh, there, the person's still there, but it moved.
Oh my goodness.
And
Oh
the
my
shit, the shit at the
goodness.
end, it kills me, man. Um, yeah. Go
Fine,
back
I'm
to the
just gonna
start.
go to C and play around the roof.
So he moves towards one person, drops the aim, comes back, starts moving to the next person. To get it moves as they wall hack. It moves at the same time. It's a very strange thing to do. Like you move towards it, you're checking the person's still there. You're pressing Q. Yeah, you're looking towards the player. Maybe, it seems fine. But it's sort of like you'd look, then move. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I think that's what most players would do. You'd press your wall hacks. You look to see if they're still there. You'd move it, but they're moving it up, and they're looking at the same time. It's almost like the use of the wall hacks is just to confirm they're there to cover the aimbot drifting towards them. Maybe, maybe not. They get a hit there, just a body shot. How they could see that they had how they could see that they had line of sight to actually hit them. They know they're behind the forklift, but again, like maybe high resolution, they could see that there was a person there, and this resolution is very difficult to see that at all. If they had ESP, it's like a Tarkov thing where it's like they're green if they're obstructed, they're red if they can be hit. Like if you can see that they've gone red, bang, you can get that shot. If you had ESP, you'd make a shot like that a lot easier if you knew you had confirmed line of sight. And then bang, headshot.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the weird part. Here's the really weird bit. Is this part right here? Like, can you see anything that's just a little bit weird? For the so-called best player in the world, you not
Fine,
see
I'm
anything
just gonna
very
go to C and
strange
play around the roof.
at this point.
Oh my
I think that's
goodness.
very strange, very strange. And the thing that I don't know if you would have seen it already, but the thing that really blows my mind a little bit from the so-called best player in the world is they make no use of the free wall hacks that they have right now. They've got this big, powerful pocket elephant gun, the Duke. They've got this big, beefy pistol. They make no attempt to line up the shot and then just sidestep one tap. Wouldn't any good player, even an average player, would line up their shot through the glass, sidestep, bang, one tap? Wouldn't anybody do that? But they're like, no, man, I'd step out raw and bang them in the head twice. I don't need legal wall hacks. I got illegal wall hacks. But, I don't need to make use of my environment that's right there. I basically got free coverage to line that shot up. No, man, I just sidestep and I just aim raw, baby, because that's how I do it.
Oh my
It's very
goodness.
strange. It's very weird. Would a good player do that? You think a good player would immediately use their environment to their advantage, and the thing that they could use at this moment is the free wall hacks they have right in front of their face. They make no attempt to line up their shots with this free wall hack, which a good player would do. Absolutely 100%. And they make no attempt to use it.
Oh my god.
They just aim raw.
Chavez.
Bang, bang, two top headshots.
Chavez.
I think that's a
Chavez.
smoking gun for an aimbot. They don't need to aim. They don't need to line up their shots through the glass because they know they got an aimbot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, am I insane for thinking that reasoning? Am
Fine,
I
I'm just
am
gonna
I
go to C and
reaching?
play around the
Am
roof.
I reaching? Am I making stuff up? Or am I thinking, hey, a good player, they'd use that. They'd use this glass. They'd use this glass to line up the shot, and they're not interested. They're just
Oh
aiming raw,
my god.
baby.
Chavez.
I think, I think that's a smoking gun. I think that adds some credibility that maybe there's a little bit more to their aim than the average player. Okay, so we're going to play this next clip here. Now, this one's very, very interesting because we're sort of going to come full circle. All the comments that they've made about um, me not knowing how the gun system works, me not knowing the game, the fact that all the weapons are hit scan, and I've been building up to this particular point because I think this is a very interesting take that might actually be how they're getting away with this shit. It's almost like it's like the Riddler in in Batman. They're like, oh, you'll never guess how I'm really cheating, Batman. You know, as soon as I claimed aimbot, they were like, they were done with me. You don't know how the game works. If you think it's
Right.
aimbot, then you don't know the game. Maybe they're using something else other than aimbot. Maybe. Let's have a look at this clip.
Right. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
That in dude, all I'm saying is the reactions are insane. The reactions are insane. I mean, I'd say that's aimbot, right? Straight up
Do it.
aimbot,
You're
right?
actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
So you got the player that moves in. They come into the room. Right there, they make an abrupt movement to the right. They follow. You know, most players, they were already lining up that shot. They move, bang, they fight, they follow. Instantaneous reaction. Like, it's incredible. It's insane. Like,
To it.
let's watch it again.
You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
Insane. Absolutely crazy.
Right. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
They move,
Right.
they fire.
You're
Let's
actively
go frame by
yourself
frame.
to be a player.
Let's
You're in
how
third
they
person,
just how
so
they
you
move with
can't
the
really
targets
shoot back if
crazy.
somebody is watching.
So they roll in. Let's have a look at the exact moment that they begin moving. Right, I think that's like they begin moving there. So from that point, how many frames does it take before, the human brain will probably realize that they've moved? You're like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good one. 4. The brain will have reacted by 4 frames. They've seen that movement. They've reacted to it. How much? How much longer does it take them to react to that? 1, 2. So like 2 frames, like 4 frames of movement, 2 frames reaction to the movement. I mean, it's insane. It's incredible. Incredible reactions. And they hit. But this is the important detail. Because any human person that would have seen that movement, they probably would have over aimed. They would have over aimed, they would have overestimated, they would have trailed behind, probably gone past the target.
To it. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
Right, so they move, they've reacted, they followed up, they're moving. A human would over aim because they probably think they'd go a bit further and not stop quite so abruptly. They move abruptly, they stop abruptly. Very difficult to follow. Incredible accuracy. And they do over aim. They go past the target, but they fire. Very strange. It's very strange. I mean, most people generally move their mouse onto the target, then fire. Right? They'll move to the target, then they fire. That's the skill of the game. Move target, you fire. Right? Those things are timing. They move past the target, they shoot as the crosshair moves across the character. That's an unusual way of aiming. It's a very strange way of aiming. I'm not saying maybe it's just the way that they play with the slingshot. Maybe they just play some weird, swingy timing type gameplay. Maybe, but generally people move to target, shoot target, move target, shoot target. They don't move past the target and then shoot along the way. Usually, I can't think of a time where I've consciously made a decision to aim to shoot like that.
To it. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
Again, they move, they swing across, they fire, and then the aim carries on moving. Very strange. And again, they go aim, they move, they over aim again, and they fire.
Yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody is watching.
Again, these aims, the reactions are
person,
insane.
so
I
you
mean,
can't really shoot back if
to be
somebody's
to be able
watching.
to react and track to this, I mean, I'd say aimbot straight away. I mean, to be able to react like that, snap to that bang, I go aimbot, no day. But is there something else going on here as well? Because they keep making this claim: the weapons are hit scan, the
Do
weapons are
it.
hit scan, all the
You're
weapons are hit scan. You don't have to account for bullet drop. You don't have to. There's no travel time of the projectile, so there's no projectile, so you don't have to lead with your shots. You shoot where you aim. You hit what you hit, basically.
actively revealing
So,
yourself to be a player. You're in third person,
is
so you
it
can't really
possible?
shoot back if somebody's watching.
Is it possible that, let's say they don't have aimbot? I think there's still some aimbot being used, but let's say they don't have aimbot. Let's say they have ESP for sure. They have ESP, and they can see the hitboxes of all of the players. And then instead of having an aimbot, they have an auto fire cheat. So all they've got to do is hover their mouse crosshair over the hitboxes, and the guns will automatically fire for them. So they don't have to time their shots. They just swing their crosshair across the target hitbox, and then they get an automatic shot fired off. So they don't have to time their shots. They just got to make sure they keep the mouse cursor on the target.
Do it. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody's watching. You're actively revealing yourself to be a player. You're in third person, so you can't really shoot back if somebody's watching.
Because they swing past, they fire as it passes.
And when there's also a team.
So they shoot this character. See how, like, I made the point of,
And
it
when
seemed like
it's
they
there's
were
also team
swinging.
mode.
Like I say, it seemed like they're swinging across the target, and apparently, getting these hits, but they're basically missing. Is it because they've got this auto firing mechanic and they're just swinging the crosshair across the target and the weapon's automatically firing for them? What these look like misses are shots that have already been fired as the crosshair passed across the target. Or is it because they're actually hitting a hitbox that they can see that we can't see because we can't see the hitboxes? Take this clip here. Headshot. Yeah. They miss a shot. Yeah. Legit miss. Or they're not using any bots. They're not cheating. Maybe they're legit. Is it? Are they just missing on purpose? I don't know. And that shot is crazy. Now, if you think they've got ESP, they can see the hitboxes. They've got some kind of auto fire hit scan cheat where they just got to hover the mouse over the target and it automatically fires for them. If you can see the big hitbox around a person's head, you just got to jump and glide your mouse cursor across the target. How much easier is a shot like that to make when you don't have to do the timing part where you hit the fire button, which is the skill part, right? The hitting the fire button at the time you're supposed to hit it. That's where the skill is. If you've got something that's automatically firing for you as you pass over your crosshair over the target, a shot like that, when you can see the hitboxes as well, is basically, it's a walk in the park, mate. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Da, 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 da.
It's like, as long as they get it on target,
Da, 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 da.
as long as they get the mouse on target, that's all that matters. And they can also convince themselves that they've got good aim. Hey, I've got great aim. I am aiming my shots. I am moving the mouse cursor over their hitbox. I mean, when we're playing the game, all we see is the tiny thimble of a head, right? But they probably see a big box there, and they know that all they got to do is just glide over the box, hold down the button for headshots only, glide across that square head box, and bang, they get the one tap headshot. Is it? I don't know. But if you did have an auto firing ability and you could see the hitboxes, all you gotta do is jump across, make sure that you tag that fucking head box once,
Da, da, da,
and
da.
you've got that shot. You don't have to time anything. Let's watch this next clip. This is after they killed True Talent streamer, and yeah, I just want to just play this clip.
And he's a huge
Close.
streamer.
So
Yeah,
close so far.
I've known him for a while.
Level 172. I know, very close at killing her. Very close. Oh, she had the tier 3 weapon, did she? Yeah, this does like stupid damage.
So the thing I really want to point out here is this is part of like what I do is like I profile these types of people, uh, and I have a keen eye for certain details. Maybe I read too much into things, or maybe I'm just bang on the money. You know, I'm just gonna have my opinion regardless. And just like one in the video, one of the cheaters who was ESPing through the walls used this icon, this bin icon, and this is the kind of thing where it's like the Riddler thing again. It's like, you know, I'm giving you the breadcrumbs to what I am. I'm giving you the breadcrumbs of what I'm doing, but I'm doing it in a sort of metaphorical, in your face. But can you guess what I'm doing, Batman? Kind of thing, where they're using a bin. And what is a bin? It's a waste depository. It's what waste goes in. It's garbage. It's trash. It's a trash can. You could refer to somebody as being trash because they have a trash ban, but a trash bin. But like it's also full of garbage, right? That's what's in it. It's full of garbage. When somebody's lying, somebody's being fraudulent, you might say to someone they're full of shit, like a bin, full of garbage, full of shit, full of nonsense. And this is like, they know they're garbage. They know they're trash. And they're rubbing it in your face that they're trash. This is like they're tipping the hat. They even call themselves Knights Chosen. It's so cringe. um, so pretentious, right? And it's like, but they're showing you what they are. The other wall hacker, the other ESP, who also goes around in the goat head skin, you know, also had the bin icon as well. It's just like, oh, I'm toxic, I'm trash, I'm garbage, you know. I just want to play you one other clip. So here I just want to play or show you at least this little tiny piece from Diablo 4 where they have this like titling system where you can title, you can name yourself something. And it's just like what this new generation of people, you know, the type of things that they call themselves, you know, people today who call themselves twisted rubbish, lucky maniac, nefarious trickster, nocturnal rubbish, steely trash. You get all these people that they seemingly refer to themselves as garbage, rubbish, twisted, corrupted, you know, as evil, as something bad, as something negative. This is a general kind of attitude, the zeitgeist of the era of many people of the current generation just seeing themselves or referring to themselves as rubbish, twisted, garbage, as something that's not good, right? So we come back to this video here, and we have this bin icon. They're using this bin icon, and they're saying they're trash, they're saying they're rubbish, they're saying what they are. They've got the vampire anime girl. They're like, I'm a monster, I'm evil, I am not good, right? And you think a person like this, who when called a cheater has to make a 17-minute long video to bash the other person, do people who call themselves trash use exploitative of uh, methods in order to get a win? Like, does the best player in the world, like take True Talent for example, right? True Talent is he's a competitive gamer. His opinions are usually pretty good. He fights for fairness because he cares about skill. He cares about talent. He wants to prove his worth. He has like the warrior spirit, right? The warrior spirit. He wants to compete. He wants to fight. He wants to be the best. He wants to create a battlefield, a playing field that everybody can compete in fairly and show their worth. He's that kind of person. He wants that type of thing to happen within gaming. And you claim to be the best player in the world. True Talent would never claim to be the best at anything. He would say he was good at stuff, really good, but he would never say he was the best. He wouldn't be that arrogant to say he was the best at anything. And you do, yet do you think the best player in the world would cheese people out by glitching themselves on top of roofs and cheesing people out of a win for your own amusement at their expense? Is that what the best players of the world do? Or is it what garbage does? What garbage does? And is people who misrepresent, who constantly lie, constantly using exploitative means in order to get wins, doing everything that's negative, can you really trust that person that they're not cheating when they look sus? They act like a cheater, they look like a cheater, they refer to themselves as garbage. Everything paints the picture that they are potentially, highly likely, cheating in very crafty ways to get away with it that aren't what you'd expect. And that's all I have to say on this person.